too.
That's working now. That works.
Seniors drivers briefing will be in 10 minutes at the clubhouse. Repeat, seniors drivers briefing in 10 minutes at the clubhouse.
The guy's on his way, so Scotty asked why we're not talking. It's because of that. Oh, have we? Yep. Oh, good. That's what we were going to meet at 7 o'clock for. Grab a radio. Awesome. Thanks, mate. I'll let you know when we're ready to go. As soon as it comes up.
Check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunraysia Spectacular here at the beautiful Mildura Ski Club for day 3. All of the big trophies on offer today. Joining me in commentary again today, John Contract and also Paul Cunningham. Mate, we've had 2 awesome days of racing so far.
We've had some spectacular racing down here. It's been amazing to watch. And the racing has been so tight, Vaughan, it's been incredible. I mean, we even had contact yesterday. I mean, how close do you want to get before it becomes something like that? So, yeah, we've had an incredible 2 days, but I really feel that everything's been loaded in the barrel for today. Today is really about bragging rights and those major trophies that need to be picked up today.
Yeah, the highlight yesterday, of course, was the final round of the Battery World National Drivers' Championship, all completed in the one day. All the heat races were completed on the one day and the finals completed yesterday afternoon. A big congratulations to Blake Ramsey in Destiny taking out the round win and the overall champion for the Battery World National Drivers' Championship for 2025. 3 years in a row since its inception, it belongs to Tate Ramsey and Lay It On.
And how good was it also to see yesterday that the A final went to his brother? Like, that is just incredible. You couldn't write a story like that, seriously.
And Blake wasn't just going to pull over and let Tate drive through either. They had a great brother-to-brother battle all the way for those 3 laps.
And I think the 2 interviews that you did yesterday down on the slipway with the boys when they came in just shows testimony to how those guys are so well connected and just want to give back to the sport. It's just great to see, and of course to know that the fact that they've come from juniors through, that's just incredible as well.
Of course, the drama started back in Yarrawonga earlier on in the year, and as we've seen with this National Drivers' Championship, the twists and turns that this competition has had. Unfortunately, our second place runner leading into the A final yesterday, Connor and Scotty Patterson, unfortunately they had a battery failure and were unable to fire up, turn it up, to go out there because it was still mathematically possible to have won the championship yesterday.
And that was so bitter, you know, like you would not see that coming. And the guys play no expense to this. Like, if they need something, it's renewed. And that battery was in prime condition going into the water, and there's somewhere between the bank and out there it failed. And I mean, that is just so gut-wrenching for the team, you know. But you know what, they'll come back from that bigger and better again. So,
and of course we had 3 other National Drivers' Championships. As you can see, we've got the Junior National Drivers' Championship brought to you by Land Transport yesterday, and the kids, they put on a great show yesterday. Unfortunately for the driver of Epic, he went for a swim, but it's great to see him back out on the water yesterday afternoon, and he's already circulating around again this morning.
And it sounded so well this morning as well. So, you know, like it really is a day of, I suppose, well, yesterday was a day of misfortunes for some. Not saying it's not going to happen today, but I really feel that we're in for something very, very special today. And I kid you not, Vaughan, it's going to be a brilliant day down here today.
The second or the third of our National Drivers' Championships run yesterday, and a new round starting today was the X100 sponsored by Tattoos R Us, the speed limited bracket, and that was dominated by Mike Godsell, who top qualified, won all of the heats, and then took out the A final yesterday.
There was nothing that guy missed yesterday at all, and I mean, even on the Friday, it was a reasonable day for him as well. So, you know, he couldn't put a foot wrong yesterday. And yesterday he was testimony to the fact that the team was so far behind him that they were double checking everything. They did not want anything to go wrong, because when you're at the front of the field and you're leading all the way through, everybody feels that there's going to be something that goes amiss. For them yesterday, nothing went west.
And then one of the best races that we've seen anywhere on the water in 2025. It happened in the Kavanagh Auto Parts National Drivers' Championship for 6 litres, and it was Corey Marlin versus Rastus and Steve Rarity. These guys gunnel for 3 laps. It was spectacular racing.
It was incredible, and to be honest with you, it was an amazing thing. So I believe that the guys are going to do some briefings, so we'll pull up shortly for them.
Yeah, we will take a short break up here in commentary, allow the drivers to have their drivers briefing. We'll be back very shortly here at the Sunraysia Spectacular and, of course, on GP Hydro Live. Stick around. Last call for all of our drivers. Last call for your drivers meeting on the ground floor of the Mildura Ski Club. Last call for drivers brief.
Yep. No. Test.
Test, test, test.
Welcome back to the Mildura Ski Club for the Sunraysia Spectacular for 2025. Well, guys, we've already had a bit of a review on what happened yesterday. Let's have a look at what we have in store today. Straight off the bat, about an hour ago, we've started with another round of the Land Transport National Drivers' Championship for our Formula Futures, our junior category, our future of the sport. These guys and girls, they are, as I said, they are the future of our sport, and what a great way, a great initiative by the National Drivers' Championship to involve the kids. It certainly beats Auskick and Kanga cricket for sure.
Absolutely, and I suppose the thing we should look at too is that not only is it a great breeding ground for our kids to start to learn what the craft needs to be, it's not just about the driving piece, it's the rule book, it's all the bits that go with it, and it really grounds these kids solidly. And as we've seen already with some of those that have gone from juniors into senior racing, it's done its job very, very well. Great numbers for our juniors here this weekend, and a very, very competitive class. Watching them yesterday, cribbing forward and backward in the hull to trim out and all those bits, really build some solid junior competitors. So it was great watching them yesterday, and Paul, it was so close to the racing.
It was indeed across all the classes, and it's good to see the Epic back out there after a little incident yesterday. So the team worked pretty hard. They cleaned out the engine and got it up and firing, and I can see it just sitting down in the water. And what about the presentation of some of these things? Look at the 007. That is incredible. And they take so much pride in getting these boats ready to run. And it's great to see that the juniors already had quite a good run this morning. And we do apologise, we're off air for it because our microphones failed us. So we do apologise for that.
And well, a big welcome back and good morning to Paul Cunningham, who will join myself and John Contract in commentary for day number 3. Now, Paul, this one's pretty close to your family and the Harrison family. Coming up today for Unlimiteds. Doesn't matter whether it's inboard or outboard, we have the Keith Harrison.
Yeah, we do, mate. Known the Harrison family for, well, Grant's godfather to my two daughters, and spent a lot of time with the family. Obviously had the pleasure of crewing for the Harrisons, and also been able to pedal the little Melton Toyota 86 as well for a couple of years, enjoying some seat time there as well. And Grant's also lent me an engine for the 2005 World Championships. Any X100s and 6 litres, can you come down to the tower? Thank you. Any X100 and 6 litres?
Yes, so the Harrison name has been around powerboat racing. There's about 9 mentions of it on a particular cup that we race for in Yarrawonga every year.
Yeah, nighttime Griff Cup, and Grant's looking for his 10th. Keith won it himself in the Rat at great race, and it's actually a really cool photo of Keith and my father driving Shamrock in that particular final, which Keith won, and they're basically both wearing T-shirts, and it's a very, very cool photo. It stands very proudly in the family's shed. So, yeah, the UIM World Champion as well in 101 and GP1. Has travelled to New Zealand and won a lot over there as well, including a UIM World Championship. So, yeah, family's done a lot, and I've got a fair bit of history, and I'll run through it very shortly with everybody. But yeah, they're synonymous with the Melbourne Runabout Speedboat Club. Spent a lot of time down there getting the club established back in the day, and yeah, even the Harrison family, even expanding out further past Keith, there's a lot of history there. Grant's just recently got one of the family boats from Ronnie Harrison, and they're restoring it, and hopefully we'll see that very, very soon at some of the vintage and veteran days.
So it'll be pretty safe to say it'll be very hotly contested, that one for sure.
Just like everything from Friday morning on, everything has been hotly contested here at the Mildura Ski Club. Of course, then we move on to our 25 horsepower. One of their trophies up for sale, or up for winnings this weekend, the KLG Class Cup. Now we've got a good field of the 25s. That's the next step up from the J3 is running a 15 horsepower. Then you step up to a 25, and young Tyler Scott from the Victorian Speedboat Club in that very unusual capsuled 25. He's looking very good.
Absolutely. We saw some very hot passes from those guys yesterday. And it was one of the boats that was so well trimmed and running on that very last part of the hull and the leg itself, just kissing the water enough to keep it out of the water enough. And a little bit more wind today, he's probably going to play a little bit more havoc with it. But you know what? It looked so solid yesterday, that thing.
It does. It's a full UIM safety capsule. It's well and truly over the top as far as what is required here in Australia. But that big credit to his father, Stephen. They've done a magnificent job. Stephen is like the fiberglass guru.
Well, to be honest with you, it looks like it's probably the safest boat for a junior competitor out there that we've seen all weekend. It is an amazing piece of work, and to look at it up close, the amount of hours that have gone into that, Vaughan, is incredible.
Now, we've also had hot laps yesterday afternoon, one of the last events for the 6-litre National Drivers' Championship, brought to us by Kavanagh Auto Parts. As we said in our review earlier this morning, that was a race for the ages, that one yesterday. Young Corey Marlin down from Queensland racing the seasoned veteran in Stephen Rarity in Rastus.
Yeah, it was an amazing race, and as I spoke it yesterday, jump onto Facebook because there is video footage put up from the GoPro from the Rastus machine.
There were some very close moments.
It is amazing footage, and a lot of respect for both those drivers. They didn't give an inch, but they gave an inch to make it a great race. And I know that Stephen Rarity would have been a little bit disappointed to have lost, but that was just a fantastic race.
Well, as we saw in our hot laps yesterday, Corey Marlin is behind the 8 ball for this new round that starts this morning.
Correct.
Unfortunately, didn't put in a lap. He was gone up and around the corner and halfway back to Adelaide, and he spent a lot of time up there in the milling area. And then when he did come down the main straight to grab the green flag, his crew jumped on the radio and said, "Cut it. It doesn't sound good. Cut it."
Yeah.
So he's going to be starting from outside.
Yeah, we don't actually know what's wrong with it because we did ask Corey this morning, and he says, "I haven't asked." And so we just said, "Mate, you're just a fly-in, fly-out driver, right? You just get in the boat 2 minutes before the race and get out and then walk away."
It's one of these arrive and drive deals. And then, of course, we have another new category, the National Drivers' Championship as well, the Speed Limited bracket for the X100 National Drivers' Championship, brought to you by Mark Schultz's company in Tattoos R Us. And as we said in our review, Mike Godsall, he was the guy to beat yesterday, top qualified, won all of his heats, and then took out the A-main. He was unstoppable.
Absolutely, and his dominance started on Friday afternoon. We saw the way they played through, and it just was almost like textbook, one stage at a time, win, move on. And he took no prisoners over the last 2 days, guys. He was definitely the guy on fire.
Yeah, he certainly was. Another one up for offering this afternoon, the Sunraysia Gold Cup. We've got 4 heats of that coming up before the final, and that will be the last race on the day for GTS Freight Management, the naming rights sponsor for the Sunraysia Spectacular this year. And guys, as I said, I'm not from around this part, so I'm about 3,500 kilometres away. This is an epic setup here on the Mighty Murray.
Yeah, it is, and look, the Mildura Ski Club are very proud of what they've been doing here over the years, with so many ski races that we've been running here over the years as well. But as you're aware, ski racing's gone into a bit of a hiatus, and we've now seen some of the ski guys going across and start moving into circuit racing as well. So why would we not utilise this facility for something like that? And I know the people in the township here in Mildura are very appreciative of the fact that we've been able to bring this round here this weekend. And we had a lot of people down yesterday, expecting a lot more today because of it being Sunday, and the weather will be absolutely perfect for it as well. But great sponsorship in GTS Freight Management coming behind, picking up sponsorship for naming for this one.
And a really big event coming to Mildura in early January is going to be the World Challenge for blown alcohol boats. That is going to be sensational. Hopefully I can get back for this one.
Mate, you're more than welcome to come back and be part of that one, because to be brutally honest with you, we're looking at really ramping up what we do here. And to be honest as well, looking at the the venue that we've got, why would we not share this with the greater part of the world? We've got boats coming in from the US, I believe, and from New Zealand, all over the place. There's people coming in. It's going to be huge, and that sort of just belts what goes on with January with what's happening in Berry as well over that Australia Day long weekend also.
Yep, but there's round one here at the Mildura Ski Club, and then the following weekend we're down at Berry in South Australia, and I must welcome all of our visitors from South Australia and indeed all the way around Australia. We have every state on the mainland represented this weekend except for the Northern Territory and Canberra. Unfortunately, we don't have any runners from Tasmania, but this is a National Drivers' Championship round. It is truly a national championship.
Yeah, well, looking forward to the day to unwind. We've got a lot to deliver today. I think there's something like the better part of 30 or more odd races for the day. It's going to be an epic day here again, and to wrap up 3 days of solid racing down here at the Sunraysia Spectacular.
We got the juniors out on the water again, and they must be just about coming into the last events for them for the weekend. We will take a very short break up here in commentary. We will resume with our juniors for the Land Transport National Drivers' Championship in about 60 seconds. Our juniors making their way to the start line. We're in starters' orders at the moment. We're waiting for the clock to count down. And this looks like it might be Ivy Mack out there in the Poison Ivy. Looks like she's going to be first away. Well, we've got a massive field of J3s, J2s and J1s. We've got J1 with Jacob King in Cool Runnings. The J2 section, Little Liberty, McKinley Land, and her second ever race meeting in just a couple of weeks. Popeye, all the way down from the South Queensland Powerboat Club. He's driven by Charles Chapp. Then we have White Knuckles and Sam Garland. Mad Dog Racing, Harrison Merritt. Little Fugitive in Flynn Walker. Running Cool, Sienna King, and she had a great day yesterday. Phantom Racing, Tatum Teofilic. And Cracker Jack, Jack Hinton, that beautifully prepared boat. I can see Jack down there now in the J25, just about ready to head out for the next heat. Phantom Racing, as we said. Epic, Will Armstrong, and unfortunately for Will, he went for a swim yesterday. But great to see that they've got the boat turned around. Will's fine, he was A-OK, and he was back out on the water late yesterday afternoon, just as a bit of a shakedown run. She's a rival, Emerson Walker. She took out our best presented junior boat yesterday, so congratulations to the team at She's a Rival. Attitude, Lucas Millington. Tough Luck, J.D. Land, the son of Benny and Sherry Lee Land, out there racing with his sister this weekend, McKinley. Shaw Play, Daniel Shaw. Maxie Cameron in a Little Nuts. Fugitive, Xavier Walker. Levi Witten out there as well in Little Untidy. Tyler Scott in that beautifully prepared white Intruder boat. V&V by Reese Rickard. Poison Ivy, Ivan Mack, and Reckless, Caden Thomas. A great field, and thank you very much to the parents of all of our junior drivers for taking part in this, what will be round 3 now of the National Drivers' Championship for our juniors, brought to you by those lovely people at Land Transport. expected to get stronger?
Yes. It'll be warmer today, but you'll get a bit more wind today.
Yeah.
So that's why Well, Vaughan, looks like the first round of racing's finished without any sort of, let's just say, calamity out there.
Yeah, the kids, they're really good. They fight really hard amongst themselves. Of course, they're running on a handicap system, which was determined yesterday. They'd done a hot lap session. They try and then get an average time, and then it's in the hands of the handicapper to try and get everything right, so that in an ideal world, they all cross the line at the same time.
And you know what? Hats off to our handicap, because yesterday, I kid you not, the handicapping was awesome. The boats were finishing very close to what they should have been. But you know what? It is what it is.
Yep. Just another heat heading out now. Fugitive, Crackerjack's out there. Little Menace, Epic out there, Will. He's on his way out there as well now. So this will be another one. Another good heat here at the Sunraysia Spectacular on our beautiful Sunday morning. Now, we were just having a quick chat off air, John, about the weather conditions. Me being new to the area, I know that to the right-hand side is the east.
Yeah.
I don't think the wind's actually coming from the east.
No.
I think it might have swung around to the north.
Yeah, correct. And we've got a little bit of that today. I think it'll be a little warmer today than it was yesterday. And I think with that also we'll end up with a little bit of wind. There's certainly a lot more wind this morning than we had yesterday. And that's going to play a little bit of havoc with some of these junior boats, because as you're aware, they have to trim out pretty much by moving up and down inside the hull to balance or find the fulcrum and the weight to make sure that the boat trims without actually going over.
Well,
so it's a really solid challenge to do that.
It's going to be extra difficult today, because as they come down the back straight, they're kind of sheltered from that wind.
Correct.
Coming over their driver's right shoulder. It's when they come down the main straight here, the wind will be hitting them on the left-hand side and trying to tendency to turn the boat over and drive it on the right-hand hull.
Correct. And of course, you add that to the complexity of the motors actually twisting the prop in a direction which makes it try to torque itself through as well. So there's going to be a lot of side-to-side activity out there. But the juniors are set up with those blocks as well to try and flatten them off to try and make sure they don't go over as well. So we'll be watching quite a bit of effort out of these guys today.
All right, so our white flag is being raised, just about ready to drop. And it looks like Fugitive will be first to go, the little orange boat over closest to the shore. And I did see Epic out there, so Epic will be starting from probably down the back. That is a very quick little J3.
And might need a little bit more trim. We're into the wind this morning.
Yeah,
A little bit of
talking
insight
about
yesterday. So.
As we were just saying, PC, the wind's going to be hitting the guys and girls right now on their left shoulder. They'll be a little bit protected coming down the back straight, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here and who can trim the boat the best. That's what it really comes down to.
Correct.
There's no mechanical advantage. It's the way that they set the boat up. They don't have the automatic trim system. They have to shift their body weight to get that boat up on the plane and keep it on the plane.
And it'll all be reflex driven too. As fast as you feel those gusts coming, how you trim the best way you possibly can. So we'll be watching some pretty solid racing out of these juniors this morning.
So little Fugitive just taken off now and heading down. And who else have we got out there? The J63 just coming past. There's Jack Hinton in Crackerjack. That has got to be one of the best paint jobs on a junior boat in the world.
It's a ripper, that's for sure.
Another one really impressive paint job out there for the juniors is the 007.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
a beautiful paint job. Very similar to a blown alcohol boat that I have back home in Perth called the 007. It has that blue flick all the way through it. The only difference is the big blown alcohol boat back in Perth, it has $100 bills at leading
intervals.
back to the blower.
Yeah, correct.
It's a sensational paint job, and that's driven by our Commodore of the West Australian Speedboat Club in Peter Price, sorry.
Well, they're nice and evenly spaced, and as we were talking earlier about it being a handicap event, that's really about trying to get them all across the line at the same time, or thereabouts, Vaughan. But we'll start to see them gather up a little bit now. The handling conditions pretty well, PC, at the moment. Looks like they're just circumnavigating around the circuit without too many issues.
It's very nice conditions. I see the Fugitive now going past the 086. It's great to see. We've got the Reckless at the moment trying to chase down the Epic up the back of the field there with the Reckless with Caden Thomas behind the wheel. He's got the 15 horsepower. He's got the wing boat, and he's pretty experienced. He's 5 years behind the wheel. We've got some people that are in their first and second race meet, and we've got some others that are very, very experienced out there at the moment. So the Reckless is just trying to chase down the Epic at the moment as they're heading
Will
up the
Armstrong, a big turn of speed coming down past the start-finish line there for young Will Armstrong. Doing fantastic job out there, trying to catch with these boats that are further in front. And you can see some of the boats, they are getting a little bit of wind under the front as they head down the back straight.
And looking at the little menace out there with young Jed Howard, only half a season in. This kid doing a pretty solid job out there in the 15-horse Merc.
We've had one come to a stop. Little orange boat.
Looks like the Fugitive. The
yeah.
086. Very unusual for any breakdowns in this particular class. Very, very reliable indeed. They go have a lot of laps. They put a little bit of juice in them and away they go.
So hopefully Flynn can get the boat. Yes, it is fired back up again. Look, here comes Epic now.
Have a look at this.
Head full of steam again. That's a very quick little J22 wing boat. And this Reckless behind him as well. That's not bad either. That's going quite well down the front straight. Yellow flag on display, 1 lap to go. Here goes Little Fugitive now, back up and running. So I don't know what would have happened there. They're normally very reliable, these little outboards.
I'm not sure, and the way it fired up and ran again tells me that probably not a lot mechanically that would have been an issue there potentially. So we'll find out.
Looks like Little Menace is going to make a charge for the lead here on the final corner, final lap.
Yeah, that's Jed Howard I was talking about earlier. He's only done half a season, this kid.
There he goes. He's got about 20 metres to catch up on the little green boat in front. So another drag race to the line here. Has he got something in store? Can he drive past the little green boat? Little Menace in second place at the moment.
He's got it wound up, that's for sure. Young Howard now making the charge as he challenges the lead boat.
17's going to take this. Only about probably 15 metres back to Little Menace.
Hey, that's a great effort from Jed Howard.
And there goes Epic. Epic's got himself up into about 4th or 5th place.
Yeah, good work.
Starting from right down at the rear of that field.
Or starting from right down deep in the water.
And it'll be the Fugitive that will round out the field.
Yeah, Xavier Walker. So the next heat already in the water. I can see White Knuckles. I can see Little Fugitive. The 007 and the Revolution boat. And one right down onto the left-hand side. That'll be McKinley Land. Don't forget, if you are here on site today at the Sunraysia Spectacular, don't forget to go and check out all the merch that's available up in the pit area there. Lots of teams providing some high quality merch, and of course the guys and girls at Savage Force who provide all of our merchandise for the National Drivers' Championship. Anything from a bar towel right up to some beautiful wet weather jackets, hoodies, t-shirts, the whole lot. Go and check out Savage Force.
Don't worry, I'll be down there menacing those guys today. I reckon we'll do probably 3 spots from down there, so hopefully Mark will get himself underway and we'll be able to do that. Hey, great catering down here this weekend as well, guys. I must admit the Souvlaki guys were doing a rip-roaring trade yesterday. And the bar was going nuts down there. And a big thank you to the coffee van for getting up nice and early and getting ready to help everybody out with those kick-starts of caffeine, right?
Yeah, it's delicious coffee too, let me just tell you. I just finished one, it's good.
Yeah, so, it's so good you go back for the second one. You done your second one yet, PC?
No, I'll wait till about 11 o'clock for the second one. But, No, the first one's just marinating away nicely, so
Good
it's
work.
very tasty.
So, guys, we've been doing it all weekend, but let's kick it off on your Sunday morning. A great thank you to all of our volunteers and officials for coming up to Mildura Ski Club to make this Sunraysia Spectacular the awesome event that it has been.
100%, Vaughan. I mean, a great testimony to that was yesterday we had zero hold-ups in that slipway area. The amount of boats and trailers that traversed in and out of the water down there yesterday without any hold-ups, guys. You know, I tip my hat to those guys. They did an amazing job yesterday. They really did.
Young Charlie chap out there in the Popeye, in the Maritimo, and spoke to his father this morning, and he was saying they had a broken trim tab yesterday. That's why Charlie just about went over backwards on multiple occasions.
Righto.
So they have fixed that last night. So keep an eye on the beautiful little white and wood grain. Very distinctive junior boat.
And that is so pivotal to this class, isn't it? You know, like every little piece needs to do its job, but that bit's so important, and particularly with the wind factor we've got today.
So I can also see McKinley Land out there as well. So this is a mixture of J1 and J2 category. So we're back, we jumped from the 15 horsepower outboards, now back to the 9.9s. And we do have one J1 out there this weekend. Cool Runnings, Jacob King, and he will be running his little 6.6.
So bear with us. Our listing shows 4 in this one, Vaughan, but there's actually, I think, 5 in there, or 6. So a combination.
4 only on our list.
We'll work
That's
our way
right,
through.
we'll work it through.
Correct.
There's, I can see Little Fugitive is out there.
Yes, it's out there. Popeye's out there.
Popeye,
Popeye.
Charlie Chap, Lindley McKinley Land
I think
down the back.
Little Liberty one out there as well.
Could be Little Liberty in amongst that one too, I think, PC, yeah?
Yeah, it's not on here, but
Looks like it might be Little Liberty in there.
Look at Little Fugitive, guys. Had to turn around. Didn't want to go past that start line.
No. That's a bad move, that.
And, of course, he's not going to get a run-up either.
No.
So
Cut himself short on that.
Now going opposite way. That'll be frowned
So
upon.
the
I
white
would
flag
say.
is up, so I'm sure the starter
Green
will
flag,
be,
away we go.
Now we got him going.
Well, there's the first of them away.
It's a Little Fugitive heading off now, and no run up at all. A lot of
No,
conversation. A
that'll
little bit
cost.
slow getting on the plane.
So Mad Dog Racing was the first one away with Harrison Merritt in the 1020. Coming across now is the 214. And McKinley Land heading past with the green engine
Yep.
cowling. Only having her second run. She had a run down at Windsor a couple of weeks ago that was weather affected, unfortunately, for that event. And now stepping up. So this is her first proper full weekend of racing.
Well, she certainly shined yesterday. There was certainly no major issues within that day's competition yesterday for her.
It was Sienna King that was a highlight yesterday in running cool. She's out there at the moment in the Blue Revolution boat, and she had a great day yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And this could be her moving past right now. So that is Sienna King starting from the rear. So she's got a lot of work to do. Our leader already down into turn number 2.
We've got one stopped up the back straight, and I think it might be Little Liberty. It's very hard to see. The sun's right on that spot. So
Yeah, if anything, the glare's right where it is, Paul, so I can't see it either, to be honest with you. It's a bit hard. She will keep her eye on that and make sure that one gets mobile again. But the rest of them are out and about and circumnavigating beautifully out there.
There comes Charlie Chap down the back straight there with that Maritimo, that wood grain on that. That is an exceptionally built boat. It's awesome. He's still got the front end flying a little high, but it's certainly not affecting the speed at the moment as he heads down into turn number 2.
Yeah, hailing out of Bethania in Queensland, first year of racing in this one. And I believe second in both races at Windsor, and again second in the Aussie titles in J2s as well. He had a boat roll over at the Aussie titles and certainly came back okay from that. So looking good today.
He certainly did. It's Mad Dog Racing. Harrison Merritt leading the way down into turn number 1 on with 1 lap to go. Caution flag is up.
Well, Liberty, we've done a bit of a stock take and worked it out.
Stock take.
That's it.
Another stock take.
Goes Sienna King running past now. So still trying to work out who that is. Maybe that's White Knuckles that's come to a stop down there.
It's a little Liberty, I think. So,
Little Liberty?
Looking at the clock there, Paul, I think that's about a 4 mile an hour
yes,
river tide flow, so that's about the speed that's doing.
That's McKinley Land that's come to a stop.
Yeah, that's not great.
So here's a move on here. A little 214 going past Little Fugitive. And then a good battle now. Now Sienna King and Charlie Chap starting to get serious now. They could actually probably inherit 3 places here. This is going to be a great last lap or last corner. On the last lap right now as they all bunch up. 5 boats heading for second place at the moment.
This is great, great handicapping, Vaughan.
Yep, certainly is. But here comes our winner. She's going to win by about 100 metres. This will be Harrison Merritt, I think, in the Mad Dog.
Yeah, look at
Yes,
him.
it
Look
is.
at him
Yeah, he's
inching it
pretty
across the
happy.
line, PC.
And here comes the charge of the Light Brigade. 5 boats within very close proximity of each other. Charlie Chap
Wow.
out wide. He's not going to be able to do it. I did see
Nothing
the
in it,
Revolution
guys.
boat. Little Fugitive coming across now.
Absolutely nothing in it, Vaughan.
Fantastic racing from our junior category. Driving in round 3 this weekend at the beautiful Mildura Ski Club, brought to you by Land Transport.
Black flag is the official flag being flown, which means that all boats are to head towards the shoreline once they complete that back half of the lap. So that's some pretty solid junior competition this morning.
Yeah, I think we might have one more heat to go.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Brett Nidri out there in the B&R Engines boat. Had very close contact yesterday with Mad Dog, the Les Smith-driven boat out of Perth, Western Australia. But still went on to finish the race, which I believe was the B final of the National Drivers' Championship, brought to you by Battery World. So we do have a recovery on the water at the moment, guys. We might take a short break and finish our coffees, and we'll be back with some more racing here on a beautiful Sunday morning at the Mildura Ski Club. This is the Sunraysia Spectacular for 2025.
So about to see, I think, Brett Nidri in the BNR engines firing up to have a run this morning. He's had quite a few good runs over the weekend, including a win in the final B main of the National Drivers' Championship, primarily presented by Battery World. So Brett Nidri heading out onto the course for a bit of a warm-up in the BNR engines. Brett had a really good day yesterday, taking out the final B event. A little bit of a incident with the Mad Dog in lap number 2, turn 2. A little bit of damage to the back of Brett's boat, but they fixed that up and away he goes again.
Yeah, very superficial damage. Luckily for both boats, no fiberglassing required, so that was pretty good. I've just seen some 200-mile-an-hour tape on the back.
Well, that won't work, will it? He's going to go past 100 mile an hour, so that'll blow off. But
well, yeah, true. We'll call it 200-mile-an-hour tape, but it'll be safe. There's a little gunnel strip that went down the side of the boat. It's just like a piece of rubber that goes down the side of the gunnel there. That has just been dislodged. Les Smith, he's got a little bit of damage underneath the boat, but again, they've just temporarily patched that. They'll be fine.
Happy days, because they've come a long way from Western Australia. It was a really good battle for that lap and a half until they had a little bit of a coming together, but that's part of boat racing. They were both giving it their best and going very, very hard.
They certainly were, and I think Brett must still be looking for some behaviour changes to this boat. I talked to him yesterday and he said there's nothing wrong with the motor, it's fine, and as you would expect, this guy builds a lot of motors for some top professional teams around Australia, not only in powerboat racing, but drag racing, burnouts, sprint cars. He's got it all covered. This guy knows how to build an engine and look at quality product. Go and see Brett Nidri at BNR Engines. Bringing everything up to temperature nice and slowly out there. This is probably the first time it's been fired up this morning. Though a lot of guys do try and get some heat in those fluids. I see some guys that can actually pump oil and water through the engines to try and preheat the engines. Down there in turn number 1, Brett Nidri now. It looks like he's going to start to lean on it this time.
The changes he made yesterday, Vaughan, it got faster and faster as the day went on, so he has been creeping up on it. So as I said, he did take out the B main yesterday, and that was just the boat was looking better and better. So any improvements hopefully today will make it a little bit better again.
Yep, certainly, and that's where it went back to, that you change the boat's behaviour, you feed in a little bit more power that starts to change the behaviour of the boat. So it could be lowering the cab plate, taking some boost out to try and minimise that abruptness that comes on when you're trying to apply north of 1,500 horsepower to the water. And I expect Brett to get into it this time. Now he starts to accelerate, probably only still 3/4 throttle, not even that. And that's what we're more prone to see here and around Australia. These big, massive V8s. Over 500 cubic inch, some of them. A range of superchargers on them. PSIs and a few Whipples, there's Roots superchargers on them as well. There he comes, and that boat's looking very happy. Starting to try and walk its way down after the start finish line, 3/4 way down the main straight. You can see it starting to get a little bit of a wiggle up from left to right. I think you'd be happy with that one, Paul. Boat looks really good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's really sounding really strong, Vaughan. And it's 9:04 here in Sunday morning in Mildura, and you do not need an alarm clock because Brett Nidri has just woken the town up.
Yep, those poor people in church in town, they've just had their world rocked. Of course, we are, for our GP Hydro live stream viewers, if you're not here at the Mildura Ski Club, we're located about 5.5 hours to the north of Melbourne CBD and the Tullamarine Airport. And a great drive up here. It was getting a little bit boring there for a while.
Well, let me give you the tip next time, Vaughan. take the plane.
Oh, yes.
The airport here in Mildura is incredible. We do a lot of flights in and out to various locations. Great airport, and it's an hour's jog from Melbourne to here. But likewise, like we get a lot of people up here for weekenders. Why would you not come up for something like this? This is incredible.
No, it certainly is, and yes, I will take you up on that bit of advice. The 5.5 hours by car after being on a 6-hour plane flight, it was a little...
And for those that aren't aware, we're right up in the top. If I sort of always tell people, we're between New South Wales, Victoria and South Oz, where we meet up in that top corner of Victoria. That's kind of where we are. So, and a beautiful part of the world to be in.
It certainly is, and a lot of citrus growing around here, I noticed, and there was some other thing that was growing. It wasn't cotton. I don't know what else it would have been. Looked very similar to maybe hay. Do they grow hay up here?
There's a lot of that sort of thing growing a little bit further out. Canola, wheat in the wheat belt areas in towards the Millawa. A lot of vines with grapes and the like for table grapes, wine, and of course dried fruit. So there's a lot that goes on here from a horticulture point of view.
And hasn't this place brought out some motorsport champions over the year? We were talking about that on Friday with Phil and Jason Crump from Solo Speedway Racing. You've got Darren Morgan, a top fueler. I think the Lamatinas are
correct,
also
the Lamatinas from Weeman.
It's unbelievable. There was somebody else as well. Oh, Cameron Waters.
Cameron Waters and the Kelly boys in the V8 Supercars. Josh Waters, a young guy who's
coming on.
In a couple of weeks' time will be heading, cop this guys, a couple of weeks' time we'll be going to the Bend, not next weekend, the weekend after I'll be at the Bend for the running of the last round of the Superbikes. This kid will, this guy will complete five national titles at the Bend in a couple of weeks' time. Unheard of, but all coming out of this region.
Yep, that's fantastic. I don't know of any other location in Australia where that many motorsport champions have come out of.
At a high level like that, right?
Yeah, we're not just talking about state level, we're talking about world champions with Jason Crump.
Absolutely, yeah, and you look at guys that have gone offshore from here as well. I mean, we've had Toby Hedricks, who's the son of Safari champion John Hedricks, who's gone offshore to ride Dakar last year. So there's a whole range of people that have gone from here, not just national but internationally, to compete at level. So yeah, it's something I still feel, Vaughan, it's in the water, and that's kind of where it comes from. That's why we've had so many people come out of here do so well.
I might go for a swim before I go home, and I'll go home with a legend.
The swimming's beautiful out there.
So I haven't even touched the water since I've been here, so I don't know if
we were angling at getting you thrown in yesterday.
Yeah,
actually.
well, maybe this afternoon.
Well, you guys can do the boat ramp interviews coming up later on this afternoon.
We thought you were going in with Blake Ramsey.
No.
He got pushed in yesterday.
No, well, I would have taken the microphone with me, and our guys in the audio department would not have been happy with that one. So we've got another heat race for our juniors about to start. And this looks like it might be Ivy Mack coming down to take the green flag. We are under starters' orders. Less than 1 minute to go.
Lots of wins for Ivy this weekend. I think there's 3 from 3 yesterday from memory. A lot of good wins.
Yeah, it's but with the handicap, it works. We call it as they go across the line, but of course then they apply the handicap situation. It's about consistency.
It's uncommon though, isn't it, really? Because it's almost like calling the race in reverse when they first start, because obviously the fastest guys are the back of the field. But it certainly evens up when we get towards the end of the laps as they tighten right up.
So Ivy Mack is the first one away, making the move up from J2 to J3. She's a rival, Emerson Walker. She took out the best presented junior boat for this weekend at last night's trophy presentation. And these two have got a good head start compared to the rest of the field, so there must be some pretty fast runners right down the back here. Adam Smith in the Adams Test and Tag Unlimited outboard, just getting a little bit of temperature through that engine. We start to go again. JD Land going across the line And a bunch of 3 heading across now. The J04, the J202. And that looks like 007 as well. So 007's last off the line. And a bit of work to do for those guys and girls down the back of the field at the moment. Our leaders already just about completing lap number 1. They've exited turn number 2. It's still Ivy Mack from the Gold Coast Powerboat and Sports Club.
And she had a great run yesterday as well. Did some brilliant driving yesterday to put herself into a couple of wins yesterday early in the morning. And take nothing away from a brilliant competitor and understanding quite clearly what's required in those J-class drives here this weekend.
So out on the course we should have just some of them. Intruder, Attitude, Tough Luck, Little Untidy, Shaw Play, Daniel Shaw, She's a Rival, Emerson, Walker, and Poison Ivy. So Poison Ivy went off 2. And then we've got Attitude leaving at 54, so nearly a minute difference to make up within 3 laps.
And at the moment they're closing that gap pretty solidly, so pretty awesome. And it's great to see these J-class guys getting some airplay on 7 Mate and 7 Plus as well, Vaughan. A great opportunity for the kids to have their own school buddies ask them, I saw you on TV on the weekend.
Yes, yeah, it's sensational. It's, as you said, it's a bit different than Kanga Cricket or Auskick.
Yeah, got it.
It's certainly a different form of junior sport and junior motorsport. Just having a look at that beautifully prepared 007 of Lucas Milliton. He is on a tear at the moment as he's going to start passing some boats now. He's got 2 to deal with as he's going to swap lanes. So he's gone from pole 1. He's now right in the wash of the boat in front. And that is in Attitude, and he is from the Upper Hawkesbury.
Oh, there's one that's gone round there.
Oh, yes, there's one that's gone round and
down,
actually down. That is sunk. So red flag, please.
Looks like you got one down there.
And I don't know whether that was Lucas that went down. We can see the helmet, so that's good that he's out of the boat already.
There's a red flag on the action at the moment, and the guys are very clear on what's going to happen there. And you can see the boys out there again with those red lights emanating. Very clear and very visual.
And that shows you how safe this sport is. Within 10 seconds, we had a jet ski at that driver, and you can see the driver is actually swimming away from the boat, so he will be fine. Now, there are certain protocols that driver now has to go through, and that will probably mean getting onto the stretcher. I believe you have to get on the stretcher, be brought back into the shore, and then you will be checked out again by our ambulance staff. That is just a safety protocol. It doesn't mean that he's hurt at all. So it's good to see that Lucas has been able to swim away from the boat.
And of course, a big thanks must go to the guys at Medics for their involvement, Medics Medical and Retrieval Services. These guys, believe it or not, this weekend and for all of our events, are dedicated medical providers. These guys have an experienced team of doctors, paramedics and nurses. And these guys, PC, specialise in motorsport and also remote area medicine. And the reason for that, obviously, is because they need to make sure that they can cover literally everything. They've got a fully equipped response vehicles that are on site here with us at the moment, and a little site medical centre. And it's capable of managing guys anything from minor injuries, which we know that there probably shouldn't be anything like that out there at this one, but again, we go through the ropes, to complex trauma, and they ensure that there's immediate treatment and rapid transport if required. So these guys do a pretty amazing job, and we are in really safe hands with these guys. The old story, don't like you to have to use them. I know that sounds bad, but if you do, this is the reasoning behind it.
Well, we might take a short break up here in commentary at the Sunraysia Spectacular while our recovery happens for our juniors drivers out on the circuit at the moment. It won't be a very long, and we'll be back with some more junior action to start off what is going to be a sensational Sunday here at the Mildura Speedboat Club. This is the Sunraysia yesterday during the time trials, and now the boat has come to a standstill on the exit of turn number 2. So down the back straight again, it's all the artist, Mark Schultz out of Melbourne, and Ricochet in second.
Up the back straight now, the all marshals. It looks like Nick Borg has got going again. It does not sound healthy at all. Sounds very, very rough indeed. So Mark Schultz is in the artist, bringing it down now. Having a very good run from Ricochet, which is Jake Wilson behind the wheel. Ricochet also popping a little bit, but it is all Mark Schultz in the artist as he heads up the back straight for the final time. Nick Borg just still trying to get around, looking to get to the finish line, picking up points. It is a Drivers' Championship and every finish will assist you with your point score. There's no stopping Mark Schultz. Tattoos Are Us, Managing Director and major sponsor of the X100 this weekend, coming through to take out the win here in the C final. Well done to Mark Schultz in the artist. Second place going to Jake Wilson in Ricochet. A good drive indeed, coming home second. And Nick Moore, he's just trying to get home. He's just got to get across the finish line now to pick up the third place points. It sounds terrible, but he's going to get there, I think.
Yeah, Ricochet down to about 6.5 cylinders as she crossed over the line there, and unfortunately for Nick Borg in performance, came to a stop and missed out by at least half a lap. And you want them to open very quickly. We're into heat number 2B for the X100 by Tattoos Are Us. Another round of our National Drivers' Championship here this afternoon. 4 competitors making their way back towards the circuit proper. Any second now we'll see the white flag go and we will be away. And it's a good start from everybody. Look at it coming out of the middle here. That's Victor Carter in Hombre. Down the outside, Jimbo, Chris Diamond in Excalibur, and Nathan Bartzak in One More as they head down into turn number 1. Who's going to come out the best? Oh, big run from Jimbo and Phil Smirlick. Mick McArdle in Hombre. He goes in front now of Phil Smirlick. They're running side by side in these beautiful displacement boats. Then we go back to Nathan Bartzak and Chris Dinan in Excalibur. The race is on for first and second. Bartzak not that far behind in third place in One More, but it's still Mick McArdle in Hombre. Doing a great job. Here comes Phil Smirlick in Jimbo. He's been a real standout so far this weekend. And Nathan Bartzak just having a conservative run. Doesn't look to be pushing that motor at all. But the big battle is for first place.
Up the back straight, it's Hombre just leading for the Jimbo at the moment. Phil correctly in Jimbo's chasing very hard, but the Hombre with Mick McCarty behind the wheel is just holding out. They'll see the yellow flag. We've got one more in the third position, and up the back is Chris Dinan, but it is a good race here in the front with the Hombre. See the yellow flag. 1 lap to go for Jimbo in the second position. One more coming through with Nathan behind the wheel, doing a good job, being very, very consistent performer all weekend. Chris Dinan up in the Excalibur, chasing them all down, but out in front it is Hombre stopped. It looks like Hombre has stopped.
Yeah, Hombre stops, so that's promoted Phil Smirlick in Jimbo to the lead. Now Nathan Bartzak, the motor starting to fall away on Bartzak's One More. Definitely down a cylinder or so, but he's still being able to close in on the back of Phil Smirlick. Around the corner for the last time, a drag race to the line. It's going to be Phil Smirlick and Jimbo that's going to take another win here in the X100 by Tattoos Are Us. Nathan Bartzak will take second place. And straight off the gas too, so he knows that there's a problem on board. And then coming out is Dinan in Excalibur, bouncing his way across the wakes, and he will take out third place. And unfortunately for Mick McArdle, he is stranded on the exit of turn number 1. He was looking good to carry on and take that win, but Phil Smirlick 100. This is the final. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one.
Best of the best for this one, boys.
The Moonshine, I know.
Oh, yep.
Cats in it. No, I've just got their names.
Oh, okay, yep. All right, we'll pick our leaders up as they come across the line. Would be Stevie Rumble in Cat Racing is out there for sure. Away we go. And Moonshine Racing, Sinister Four down the outside, and Hypo. This is the final for this afternoon, the National Drivers' Championship. And it's Mike Godsall, first out of turn number 1 for the first time. Accelerates the boat down the back straight for Moonshine Racing. Cutcat putting the moves all over the back of Hypo now as they head into turn number 2. Stevie Rumble, Cutcat Racing, the Toyota Racing Development engines on board that. Finds himself in 4th place at the moment, and it's all Mike Godsall at the moment doing a great job over About Time from Adelaide, from Matt Smith, then Hypo, Rumbling, Cutcat Racing, behind them, Sinister Four.
Yeah, Mike Godsall in the Moonshine, he's been doing a fantastic job all weekend, undefeated to this point in time. Don't want to put the mods on him, but he's got a good 4-5 boat lengths lead over About Time, followed now by the Hypo and the Cutcat Racing with Sinister Four rounding out the field. But out in front, it has been so far Mike Godsall's weekend. He has been sensational, hasn't had a break all weekend, so he's looking very, very strong indeed. About Time is running in 2nd place with Matt Smith. Then a Hypo coming into 3rd position, doing a good job. And then in the 4th, Cutcat Racing with Stephen Rumble behind and Sinister leading out the field. But up the back straight away now, it is Mike Godsall in Moonshine Racing. He's doing a fantastic job. He's opened up the lead from About Time as they head down into this final run. Hypo in 3rd, Cutcat Racing 4th. But out in front, it's been this way all weekend. Mike Godsall in Moonshine will take the win from Matty Smith in About Time, coming into 2nd position. So good run again. Congratulations to Moonshine. He's won every single race this weekend and done a fantastic job. About Time coming home 2nd place. Hypo into 3rd. Cutcat Racing 4th. And rounding out the field is a Sinister Four.
Great win by Mike Godsall. Has been king of the kids here this weekend at the Sunraysia Spectacular for 2025. Another standout performance for Matt starters in this one, and Barney Patterson in the start boat. All eyes to the west. We're about to go racing the A final for the Kavanagh Auto Parts National Drivers Championship here at the Mildura Ski Club. Oh, the top 4 are getting very, very close. Now Brenton Walsh joins in the action. They're gunnel to gunnel. White flag down, and we are away in the A final. Look at Sick Puppy and trying to go with it 3 wide down into turn number 1 for the first time. The 6-litre category. Marlin, still 3 wide on the exit. Now we drop that down to 2 wide. Steve Rarity gets the best of the exit in Rastus. Sick Puppy in 2nd. Rock'em Road in 3rd. Then we go back to Brenton Walsh and Dave Freeman in Cranky. Getting very, very close there on the exit. Rarity and Corey Marlin. Sick Puppy in the right though. Rastus in the blue. Rastus got just a little bit of horsepower. Somebody won't put it down then and put down on the 7 cylinders. Hopefully it wasn't any of the top 2. But they're side by side, jumping and dipping and diving out of the water. It's Rarity now. Gets a big giant walk as they head down in towards turn number 2. There comes Marlin, straight up the inside, hard on the cabs, just drove straight underneath Steve Rarity. Rarity fighting back now, side by side, 1 left to go. And that is Corey Marlin, just a 1 length in front of Rastus at the moment. It is a race up in front. We've got a good race to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, but here we go. Corey Marlin, he's opened up the slightest lead now at the back straight. It's probably the most of the lead he's had all weekend over the Rastus. The Rastus is coming back pretty hard at him as they approach in the final turn. This has been really good racing. Corey's got a little high going in. Here they go now. Plenty of pressure on Corey. He's holding it in tight. Rastus trying to look up the inside, but it is going to be down the front straight away here. It is the Sick Puppy. Corey Marlin takes it from Rastus in 2nd position. Up in the 3rd now. Let's look back at the field. Here we can see crossing the line is Dave Freeman in Creaky. He's going to take it from Brenton Walsh in Coast. And rounding out the field is Ryan McIntosh into Lock and Load. What a race.
What a cracker, PC. front end of the field, saw the challenge so many times throughout each of the turns, and even on those back straights, the Rastas boat challenging, pushing back and pegging as hard as it possibly can to draw them back. Incredible action out here at Mildura.
Unbelievable race. Those two had so much. That'll be a first round of Australian Championship, and Grant has got to go overseas for a business trip, so Grant's going to let him have a pedal, and we'll be crawling for him, so looking forward to that one. So it'll give me a bit of hydroplane action for Corey in the near future.
I think the really cool part about it for him when you talk to the kid is that he's very humble in the way he goes about accepting what he's just done. Just incredible.
Yeah, what he's just done, all right, is certainly eye-opening, and so is Jared Smith at the moment. Ryan Stunnell in the middle, and on pole one, Adam Smith for Adam's Test and Tune. And as we saw in race number one, Jared Smith starting to accelerate away from the field at the moment. So he channels that air through the front of those pickle forks down towards the back of the motor. It lifts the front out. And as you'll see, when they come past in a straight line, there's only 6 to 8 inches of contact with the water. They are literally flying these boats across the top of the water with a unlimited outboard on the back. Go to town, do what you want with it. Change fuel, change the engine mapping, change the ECU, bore it out, put lightweight pistons in it, do whatever you have to do to make this motor go fast and reliable, like we're seeing the S17 right now. Too impulsive. Jared Smith, a seasoned professional behind the wheel of one of these tunnel boats. As he comes out, and he probably gets the yellow flag this time through, but a great battle further back between the two South Australians. Adam Smith on the inside, Ryan Stunnell in the S91 on the outside. These guys have been neck and neck the entire race. Yellow flag, 1 lap to go. Stunnell stretches it out by 2 boat lengths now, but Adam Smith has the inside run into turn number 1. You can forget about Jared Smith, he's got this in the bag. The race is on for second. Stunnell now starts to move away by 5 or 6 boat lengths over Adam Smith. He's going to take this one out in second. He should move across now, come up hard against the pins, and that's exactly what he's done to protect that line. On the way out of turn number 2, your winner was Jared Smith in the S17 from Adelaide. In second, Ryan Stunnell for water again now to see whether they got all the water out, with the red cowling on the back, the J04. So, yeah, just to confirm, it was actually Daniel Shaw that has gone for a swim this morning, but great to see he's got up on his feet and he is A-OK.
Oh, and of course the speed the guys got to him to recover, that was, second to none. So, as much as it's an unfortunate event, well set and prepared for what needs to happen with it.
Just thinking about that, guys, if a young kid hurts himself out on the footy field, I reckon that jet ski got to Daniel before a trainer would have been able to get out into the middle of a football field.
Well and truly, Vaughan.
So that shows you just how safe this sport is when we're talking about our children. Of course, we don't want to put our children in harm's way. So this is great.
We've got to remember also, though, that we also make sure that they're wearing all of the safety protocol that's required, the helmet, all of the gear that they have to wear. So very, very well reinforce that safety level that's required out there. So yeah, absolutely great form of motorsport to get into, because as we were talking earlier, the spend to keep it going for the season, it's not a huge amount. It really is more about the reliability of the boat continuing to come back for round on round and learning to continue to drive and gather that experience.
Yeah, well, you go-karting, there's a few dollars being chucked into that, I can tell you. It's a very, very expensive sport.
I got out of it. It was too expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so we should have Intruder, Attitude, Tough Luck. No, that was in the other one. There's going to be Reckless, Crackerjack, V&V, Little Menace, Little Nuts, Fugitive, and Epic in this one. This is race 2G, and we have one more to go after this one. And then we start our seniors. Yeah. Yep, then we start our seniors racing, and straight up it's going to be the heat races for the Keith Harrison. So some forced induction, some 6-litre boats, some unlimited outboards. It's a mixture of everything today here.
And an eclectic collection of noise works.
Glad you said that. Trip over my tongue trying to even think about that one. Another good field of boats, and these, as we say, they're so reliable, these little boats. They just keep on keeping on. Put in some more fuel, turn it around, and send it straight back out again.
What's the protocol, guys? Start of the season, fresh set of rings, and what? The oil change in the leg, and that's getting close.
Spark plug and fuel, and that's about it, mate.
Check the age in case they have to go to the next class up. I think that's about it.
Yeah, no, there is not a lot. It's a minimal spend after the initial purchase of the boat.
Yeah.
And as you said, if you'd like to get involved in the J1, the J2 or the J3, contact your local powerboat club or the APBA in your state. A lot of the clubs around Australia have boats available for come and try days.
Yeah,
and we had one in Perth yesterday. And it looks like we may have got another 2 members. So that's great.
And the beauty, Vaughan, is that now we're seeing a lot more venues starting to open up. I mean, now with Berry into the Riverland and here in Mildura potentially, there's great opportunity for some of the locals from either of those 2 locations to start to become involved with some rounds as well and start to race in the categories.
You don't have to travel. You can
Correct.
just stay here at your local club doing your local club days, but I'm pretty sure after the kid's been for a couple of drives, you'll be doing some miles.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, away we go. And it's the 17 Little Menace coming across the line now. And that one's had a change of engine cowl, guy. That's now got a purple one on. Yeah, Fugitive will be next to go. Let's see if we can get the... No, we don't have the handicaps, unfortunately, for this one. The Fugitive up and running on the plane. And then this is where the action's going to come from. I can see Jack Hinton out there in Crackerjack. This is the J63. And that is a Little Nuts, Maxi Cameron, Epic and Reckless. Yeah, so we keep an eye towards the back of the field with Reckless, Epic and Maxi Cameron on the charge already as they try and mow down our leaders who are already coming out of turn number 2 for the first time. 3-lap event as per usual for this one. As I said, we're going down the back straight there. The wind will be coming from the driver's right shoulder. And then it swaps over, coming down the main straight here. The wind coming pretty much directly across from New South Wales this weekend. So Fugitive across the line in the 086. It's Xavier Walker. Wow, this one's flying really high. That's the J63. That was very, very high as Jack Hinton tries to get on the back of Maxi Cameron. Max flying the boat very high on the as far as the front of it. Then we go back to Epic and Reckless rounds out the field with Caden Thomas. It's starting to close up now, John, towards the front of the field with Little Menace.
The yellow being prepped now, which means the next time through, Vaughan, they'll grab the 1-lap flag, and the yellow will indicate that for them.
Look at Little Menace making some moves here.
Yeah.
Getting closer to the back of the J17. And there's a good demonstration of the difference of the hull types as well. We have the wing boat in second position, but what you would classify as a normal displacement hull in the lead with yellow flag up now. 1 lap to go.
Yeah, the Little Menace with Jet Howard going nicely. That 15-horse Merc trundling through very, very nicely, Vaughan. And, not a lot of experience behind the wing boat there for Jet. Only half a season in, but this guy, his first race in a new boat, and he's not doing too badly in that one, being new to the junior NDC.
Maxi Cameron coming under pressure now from Will Armstrong in Epic. They're going to run side by side. Jack Hinton just off the back of those two, and then we go back to Reckless rounding out the field. I don't think the guys down the back with Maxi Cameron and Jack Hinton, I don't think they're going to be able to grab our leader. But if we have a look at Little Menace in second place, has lost some distance down there in turn number 1. So trying to get onto the back of the J17 as they head up towards turn number 2 for the last time.
Yeah, they'll come off this turn now and they'll do a beeline straight for the checkered flag, which is prep right now, guys. So we are only seconds away from seeing you finish in this one.
Great cornering out of turn number 2 with the little green displacement hull. And it looks like it's going to be able to hang on. But the battle is on for third place. 3 boats. Oh, there's another spin out there as well. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. It may have been Maxi Cameron, maybe. As they come across the line, Will Armstrong, Little Fugitive, then Jack Hinton in Crackerjack. And Reckless, I believe. Yep, this is Reckless. And then we have our little half spinner here, who will come in through for last position. And that was the J63 Little Nuts, Maxi Cameron. So unfortunately there for Max, probably lost any chance of moving forward after that little half lose down there in turn number 2.
Well, great display from our juniors in that one.
One more heat to go.
Yeah, correct. So PC, great to have seen our juniors roll through in that heat. Another heat to run for them before we move into our senior part of the program for the day today. But, you know, some really good action out of those juniors.
No, they're really good, very competitive, lots of big numbers this weekend, which is fantastic. And proudly brought to you this weekend by Land Transport.
Of course, Land Transport have been around for quite a while. I think they founded back in 1984. They've been providing general bulk and specialised transport solutions to Australia for that period of time. They've got over 350 vehicles, can you believe it? And a very, very strong network of depots. Land is also known for their professionalism and reliability, and as always have gone well and truly above and beyond for this weekend to help with some of the logistical movements of getting equipment and materials here for us. So we really are.
Morning, guys and girls. We're down here with Scott Patterson. Scott, tell us, how's your weekend been unfolding?
Wow, our weekend's been fantastic. We qualified second for the National Drivers' Championship for our hot lap, and then we went on to have a win in the first race and have a win in the second race, and fortunately enough do the fastest race time to actually put us on pole for the A final. And our little beast has just been absolutely magnificent, and we just were unfortunate to experience a electrical little gremlin, and we didn't actually get to take up our pole position for the final, and hence had no chance of pressuring the Ramsey boys in any way. And congratulations to Tate on winning the series, and Blake on an amazing drive in the final. It was still a fantastic race, and we're here to do it all again today, hopefully for the Harrison and the Sunraysia Unlimited race. So looking forward to it. I'm tipping we'll have the pace. I'm sure Connor's plenty motivated, and I know I am.
I think you'd be a little bit angry from yesterday, get going.
There's no anger at all. It's like I've been around motor racing all my life, and I've had many wins, and I've had many disappointments. But it's good thing is it's actually a great leveler in life. It's just how things pan out. It's you got to take the good with the bad, and it's just the way that you just look at it. And the way I look at it is. Everyone was chasing us yesterday, and I can't see why it can't continue on today. So that's my positive take on it.
Well, let's see a little yellow boat right up the front and bring home some inaugural victory.
We just never know. So, but all the best for everyone, and enjoy a fantastic another fantastic day of racing.
Good luck, Scotty. Thanks
Cheers.
very much, mate.
Cheers.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are down here with Mr. Steve Rumble. Steve, tell us about your weekend. How's it going, mate?
Scotty, good morning. How are you and fans? I It's been going really good this weekend. I've had no oil leaks, no water leaks, no loose bolts. I shouldn't say that now and find a bit of wood or maybe touch my head. But so far it's been going really good. Slowly creeping up on it. On the 95, I'm only running 95 today. It's a 6-litre motor. But at this stage I just want to settle everything in and get used to the way the boat's running. I haven't driven it since April. But just doing some fine tuning to try and work out where my speed is in the 95s. Oh, it's the 100X, but we run to 95 mile an hour. I did a few adjustments. I was running around 94 mile an hour, which I was pretty happy with. But I wasn't happy with the turning in the corner, so I did a little adjustment on the calves. But then I forgot about the bit of restriction it creates in the water, and I still run to my rev range, and it was a little bit slow, so I didn't realise it until later. I got to put the pedal down a little bit harder. But yeah, the motor's got heaps in it, so at this stage I'm pretty happy with it, but it's not quite there with the 6-litre actual boat trim, so I've got a lot of testing to do to get it up to 6-litre speed.
That'd be great to see, Steve. I'm looking forward to seeing the cat up the front, mate.
No worries. I'll get there.
Have a good Super Sunday, and we'll see you then.
See you then.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are down here with Mike Godsell, driver of Moonshine. Mike, how's your weekend been unfolding so far?
Can't really complain at this point, mate. It's it's going really well. We've had 3 from 3 wins, and we've qualified pole 1 both times in our hot lap sessions, and the boat hasn't missed a beat all weekend. Touch wood. It's all going to plan.
That sounds really fantastic. Team's doing really good this weekend, as you said. Is there anything leading up to this weekend?
No, I mean, we had, after Windsor a few weeks ago, there were a couple of little niggly problems that we had to fix up, but they all patched up really well, and everything's going good.
Goes to show how much of a good, strong package you've got sitting behind you.
Yeah, it's a great combination. LS3, it's really working well, and this boat just handles everything that we can throw at it. So it's a great combination, and we're really proud of it.
Well, what's the game plan for today, mate?
Go fast and turn left.
Love the idea. Thanks very much, Mike. We'll catch up with you during the day.
Thanks, mate.
Harrison Heats, which will be coming up very shortly.
And office warehousing, supply chain solutions.
Yeah, I think we've got one more junior
services. So we thank
see them down there,
naming
the
rights
Fugitives, the
Revolution,
Revolution,
GTS Freight
the
Management,
007.
as we see Constable Brothers Racing getting
all
out
ready
there
to go
at the
again
moment
and have another crack.
With the 510
JD Land out there, and these guys have had a weekend to forget. Unfortunately, on Friday they had some engine damage, so they had to send out an SOS down there to New South Wales in Sydney and had some parts shipped up. They were working till 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday night. They rolled the boat out on Saturday morning and had nothing but issues. Sticky valves, and they had a crank angle sensor play up yesterday afternoon.
Looks like the little Liberty's going out as well, so they obviously fixed the problem up that they had in the...
They're pretty confident this morning that they've got this boat sorted out, and if they have, you've got to keep your eye on the Odin 510. This is a brand new engine package, so lots of development to be in store for the Odin as in the future. Just getting back to JD Land and the Land Transport sponsorship. I was talking to Ben Land last night, one of the family members of the Land Transport team. They have over 700 registrations that they need to do for their vehicles. So how easy is it to forget to register or license one vehicle in your household? These guys have got to deal with over 700.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, Vaughan, wouldn't be an enviable job to be part of that logistics group of fleet management to make sure that you're looking after literally everything, let alone all of the invoices coming in for fuel and all of the bits that go with it, mate. That's just an incredible outfit.
There we go, Ryan Constable lights up, Odin 510 down the back straight as it torques itself over onto the right-hand gunnel and now lifts the bow out of the water again. Let's see what happens through turn number 2. Keeps a little bit of power on. Now he unloads this Noonan Hemi on board the Odin 510. Twin turbocharged, well over 1,800 horsepower. Down into turn number 1. For the second time. You can hear the cavitating and getting up on the cavitation plate. No, big gunnel slap. A left and a right that time. So definitely developing the power there, PC.
It's got a lot of power, hasn't it?
It sure
It's over
has.
2,000 horsepower. And he's not quite getting the power down the way he'd actually like at the moment. Much better run down the front straightaway there. So just obviously playing with his setup inside the cockpit.
Let's see what happens out of turn number 1. Yep, the bow goes up, rocks it backwards and forwards on that cab plate. And again, it's developing monster horsepower this morning. You know what's really scary, PC, is the air at the moment is not as dense to get the highest performance out of that engine. If it was nice and cold, this thing would be unbelievable. So last attempt at a good run. Down the back straight for Ryan Constable and the team from CBR. Constable Brothers Racing. Just a very aggressive looking boat, even when it's standing still as he's wound down. But lots more development, so that's pretty scary for the opposition, isn't it? This
running cool, White Knuckles,
Yep,
White
Fugitive.
Liberty, and the Little Fugitive away. There
just
it is.
coming past now.
So that's race 2I by the look of it.
Little Liberty, McKinley Land having her second race meeting. She's porpoising over the start finishing line. Then we have the 214. I'm not sure on who's driving the 214 at the moment. That could be Cool Runnings, I think that one is.
Yeah, if it's the Cool Runnings, it'll probably be I reckon that'll be Jacob King in the Cool Runnings. These guys hailing out of Tennyson in New South Wales. And just a bit of an update, Jacob King, he's been running for about 2 years now. Notable results was the first in the Australia Formula Powerboat Championships in 25 and the same again in 24, Vaughan. First race at Mildura for him, racing his father's junior boat, and has been in the King year, the boat for the better part of 40 years. So that's a pretty solid looking outfit. I reckon a 6-horse Mercury on the back of it, and picks up some sponsorship through Revolution Air Conditioning Services, Vaughan.
So just seen Sienna King go past in the running cool. And then there was one after that as well, last away, which could have been White Knuckles.
White Knuckles for Samuel Garland, I think it is.
Yep, Garland. Yep. So our leader has completed one lap. That's the 10:20 of Mad Dog Racing for Harrison Merritt. He's got a good lead. Little Fugitive next to across the line. Little Liberty bouncing out of the water with McKinley Land. Oh, getting very, very high. Just about seeing the prop on that boat. She bounces away down the main straight.
And that Mad Dog Racing with Harrison Merritt, their first race ever for him. So he's really excelling in the junior class, Vaughan.
He certainly is. It's Charlie Chapp going past in the Popeye, the Maritimo. And then we round out with Sienna King. We still have one more to come across the line.
McKinley Land there, and the Little Liberty was saying, that she's just started in the sport as well. This is her second race here this weekend, and really, or race meeting. Really looking forward to it. Was so pumped to be down here on the Murray and racing with us here in Mildura. So we're so happy to have them here as well.
Well, just watching Charlie Chapp and Popeye getting all out of the water and very high up in the air. White Knuckles and Sam Garland right down at the rear of the field at the moment, trying to chase down Sienna King. As we head back up to the front of the field, it's still Harrison Merritt. He has a good lead. Bit of a battle developing now for second place with a Little Fugitive. and McKinley Land.
And that was always going to be the case, right? Because of the way we handicapped them with the checkered flag out now, they're trying to finish as close to that checkered flag as possible. So a gaggle of 3 or 4 down there, they're just looking pretty cool, right?
Harrison Merritt going to take the win for Mad Dog Racing. Well done.
Absolutely.
But look at this charge from McKinley Land up the inside on pole 1, trying to drive underneath a Little Fugitive. And we've got coming really quick down the outside, and that is Sienna King. And I'm not going to put my neck on the line there. That was super close between those 3 boats. Charlie Chap going past as well in Popeye, and this will be a White Knuckles coming across the line for Sam Garland.
Yeah, correct. Well, that's a great result in the Mad Dog Racing for Harrison Merritt. As I said, first race ever. He's really excited about getting involved with the junior category, and to head away from here with that win today, that'll be a real arm pump for him in that team.
Super cool to see these kids at a trophy presentation, and we always ask them, who do you like to thank? First words to their mum and dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great to see. As I just spotted a hawk over our drone pilot, Joe Painter. She'll have to be aware that the hawk is actually around at the moment.
That'll be a wedge-tail eagle, mate.
Yeah, we can see the nest over there down towards the east, high up in the tree. And that's the last thing we want, is one of Joe's beautiful drones to be attacked by that hawk or the eagle.
Of course, we'd like to thank all our sponsors for this weekend. Baldwin Boats, family-owned marine-based business here in Mildura, selling custom-produced ski race and houseboats, and serves as a Mercury marine dealer. The business contributes significantly to Australia's boating industry through the engine servicing, parts and river recovery services. So we do thank Baldwin Boats for their sponsorship this weekend. Along with the Mildura Rural City Council, the governing body of the Sunraysia region, providing infrastructure, community services and tourism development, covering a huge amount of territory, 2,000 square kilometres. The council supports local events like Sunraysia Spectacular, fostering regional growth and community engagement.
Yeah, and a big thank you just go to the Gateway Tavern. The guys there have an awesome venue in the Gateway down on 15th Street. We saw them involved with us this weekend with our show and shine on Friday night. These guys have a hospitality venue that features a family bistro with modern sports bar and event facilities. Great to have them on board this weekend. So too the guys from Transportable Buildings and Cool Rooms. As these guys, juniors, go out, these guys design and manufacture high quality transportable buildings, cool rooms for and industrial event use. They're based here in Mildura. Transcool's portable offices and accommodation cabins and refrigerated units support on-site infrastructure at major events nationwide. So thank you very much to Chris and Stevens and all the team there at Transcool for their involvement this weekend.
And of course, Medics Medical and Retrieval Services, providing specialist medical support, patient transport and event coverage across Australia. Their experienced doctors, paramedics and nurses deliver advanced medical care and retrieval capacities, ensuring the highest standard of safety at our event this weekend. And to the Custom Air Group, specialising in diesel-powered air conditioning systems and sleeper cab climate controls for heavy vehicles. Their Australian-made systems provide efficient comfort with without engine idling, using Kubota engines and precision engineered components. So thank you very much, Custom Air Group, as we're about to see another junior race come on the field.
Well, guys, just before they start, ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together for the first of our juniors that are heading back up into the pit area? They are done and dusted for the Sunraysia Spectacular. And that first group of kids, they are the future of the sport. And they've done an excellent job here this weekend. 2 rounds of the National Drivers' Championship for our juniors, brought to you by Land Transport as we wait for this one. 1 minute to go. And Ivy Mack, all the way down from Queensland. She will get the green flag first in Poison Ivy.
First to make noise in this one to get away. And it'll be awesome to watch them in action once again for one more heat of racing here today, Vaughan.
And I think the runners are going to be Poison Ivy. She's the rival. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see Shore Play. Little Untidy, Tough Luck, Attitude, and Intruder.
Great start out of second. Cop this, eh?
So Poison Ivy's off.
Yeah.
Next across the line, that's Emerson Walker, rival. And now look at the gap developing already while we wait for third place to take off. So it's going to be a white boat, and that should be JD Land. He'll be next to go. Well, somebody's having a big run up from down the back of the field. JD's kind of missed the start, I think. Big
nearly give it away.
Just about a big backflip there. Spectacular stuff from our juniors.
Well, all I'll say to that one, Vaughan, is well done in hanging on to that one. That one nearly gave the game away.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need to be skillful, you'll need luck, and I think that was that was a great demonstration of that one.
That's what you call charging the start, I think, Vaughan.
Yeah, I think so. It took a run up from around there near Adelaide and had a great run up to the start. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one as far as our competition officials are concerned. There's JD Dack and She's a Rival, JD Land down the back straight. She's a Rival, Emerson Walker. This is the boat from Queensland, and she did get the start first, and she's maintaining that at the moment. But I think this is She's a Rival. Yep, Emerson Walker.
That's
She's
the
got
challenge.
a good head of speed.
That's the challenge coming from Walker now. If anything, Vaughan, that's closed up the better part of about 5 boat lengths in just that one lap. So I would say they're going to be on them in no time.
Still 150 metres back now to, I think this one is the J27 of JD Land in third place. Starting to fly the boat quite high as he heads down to the eastern section. And then right behind him in the white and green, black and green boat. Kind of does look like. Is that Maxi Cameron? They're getting it up and right out of the water as well in the J63. So yellow flag will be on display this time, and that gap is decreasing. Ivy's been able to have a couple of wins here this weekend. Can she hang on to this one? That gap. Oh, the driver in second has gone extremely wide, so that's going to allow Ivy a better run if she can just trim this boat down and stop it from porpoising. But look at the boat in second place, really starting to close up that gap now between Ivy and herself. Emerson Walker and She's a Rival really closing down now on Poison Ivy as they head down into turn number 1 for the last time, down to 10.5 metres now, and Emerson again has gone out very, very wide. She wants to keep the momentum up. JD Land back in third place as we watch down there towards turn number 1 and see whether that gap is still closing, but with Emerson running out wide, the gap temporarily opens up, but this is where she's going to make it all up. Down the back straight for the last time, Ivy Mack from the Gold Coast Powerboat and Speedboat Club, with Emerson Walker closing in hard, with She's a Rival in second place at the moment. These kids going side to side as they head down into turn number 2 for the last time. Emerson Walker on the outside, Ivy Mack on the inside. Ivy's now been overtaken. Can she fight back through turn number 2 for the last time? Hard up against the pins. She's a Rival out wide. And Ivy does. She comes back at Emerson. Who's going to get the better of the run? The first of our drag race finishes for our Sunday morning here at the Mildura Ski Club. Ivy Mack on the inside. Emerson Walker with a big run down the outside. Side by side. 50 metres to go. Emerson Walker jumps in front, and She's a Rival, and she will take the win from Poison Ivy out of Queensland. JD Land finishing very, very quickly in third place. And everybody else streaming across the line at the moment. The Attitude, the 007 moving across the line. And last across the line will be the 212. Wow, what a finish for the final race for our National Drivers' Championship, brought to you by Land Transport this weekend, PC.
Oh, fantastic finish.
And
yeah.
the future's looking good, isn't it?
Mate, the future is super bright. It's an unbelievable amount of numbers that we've got coming here today, and the numbers that have travelled so far. So we've got a number of people that have travelled all the way from Queensland down, which is, it's fantastic to see. And
the Upper Hawkesbury Club are represented here too.
Everybody, yeah, it's amazing.
The local clubs, the MRBC, the VSBC. No, it's fantastic.
And they're all loving it. You can see the smiles on the
definitely.
faces, you can see the smiles on the parents' faces, and even the crowd's giving them a good gold clap up. So, good chance to get the ladies and gentlemen for our juniors that have
for
put
all
on.
of our juniors. A phenomenal effort over the weekend. They've just completed 2 rounds of the Land Transport National Drivers' Championship. This is just not like a club day. This has got a lot of prestige and a lot of merit. You want to be the first person to take this title out.
You do indeed, and they started at 7:45 this morning and it's just ticked over to 10 o'clock. How good's that on a Sunday morning? 2.25 hours, the juniors. It's fantastic on the back of what they did yesterday as well, which is about 2 hours. That's a lot of racing and a lot of fun.
It's definitely better than sitting out of the sun at a cricket match, I can tell you. No, sensational effort by all of our kids. We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the main component of our program, the senior drivers for the Keith Harrison. They will be next out on the water, I believe. I think we've got some 25s coming as well. So stick around, lots more powerboat racing coming away. This is the Sunraysia Spectacular from the spectacular Mildura Ski Club.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are down here with Mikey Johnson, driver of Addicted. Mate, tell us about your weekend. How's it been unfolding?
Yeah, look, it started off a little bit shaky. The boat was giving us a few issues. We still had a few gremlins left over from Windsor. We thought we'd fix them. We hadn't. In our second practice run, we had the cowling blow off, which hit the butterflies on the engine, and that actually highlighted an issue we already had with the throttle. So we're able to rectify that, and the boat turned into a completely different boat after that. It was way better to drive. The throttle was responding the way I needed it to. So after that, we were able to just go out, get into some racing. The boat did really well. We're just down on speed and top end, so that was sort of where we're lacking a bit, but the boat's cornering really well, behaving really well. So yeah, overall we're really happy we were able to get to the A main final. Came home in third, effectively last, but still to get into the A main final was great. Unfortunately, Turn It Up had a dead battery, so he couldn't get in to sort of fight it out with Tate at the end, but Blake and Tate had an awesome race. It was cool to sort of be the back seat of that and chase them. And if we had a bit more speed, we might be able to mix it with them, but we'll chase that in the future. So yeah.
And for those watching at home, Mike, what's the difference between running with the cowl on and off with this sort of machine behind you?
Look, this thing, it doesn't really matter. It's more of a looks thing and just to sort of protect inside a little bit. That cowling was sort of something we've had on it from when it was a 6-litre boat, and then we've cut it down and modified it as we put different engines in it, and that's sort of ultimately why it actually broke and came off, because we had weakened it a little bit.
Well, good luck, Mike, this weekend. Hey, before I go, is there anyone else that you'd like to thank? Any sponsors or crew?
Absolutely, definitely the crew. Obviously, the two that are always here every morning, Tommy and CJ, they're freaking awesome. We got Watto, he's still asleep in bed. Dad, Steve, my partner Emily, Zaid, my son, he likes to come now, he wants to get into it. Dad's business always supports us. Exotic Customs, who paint the boats and do the repairs. They always do such a beautiful job. We recently just got on, well, not as a sponsor, but more someone I want to give a shout out to, is the AF Accessories guys. We've been trying to get radio communications in this boat for 10 years in all of our inboard boats, and we just couldn't do it. And he was talking to Steve and said, hey, have a listen to this, and was listening to the Ravage boat, and it was clear as day. So Steve introduced him to us, and within half an hour we had brand new radios in our boat, brand new loom, and we finally had radio comms back to the bank, so we can't thank him enough.
That's amazing, mate. You always need comms back to the bank,
Definitely.
Especially for those safety calls. Mikey, good luck this weekend. I hope your Super Sunday comes out with a podium finish.
Thank you, mate.
Take it easy. Here with Ryan Constable. Ryan, tell us, how's your weekend unfolding so far?
It's been a lot of work. So we had to pull the engine down Friday night and wait for a good mate of ours, Pete Henkel, drove some parts down from Sydney and put it back together yesterday morning at 1 o'clock. Got it back together and then gave it a run and found some more issues with the head, so a head had to come off yesterday during the day. So it's back together now, but hopefully today gives us a bit less grief.
Show some real potential. I know it's a brand new engine combination that's gone into this machine for this weekend. Can you tell the fans sitting at home watching this sort of thing, can you tell them a little bit of information about it?
It's a Noonan 4.8 Hemi. Twin turbo, 520 odd cubes. Making north of 2,000 horsepower.
Jesus, that's a massive. Mate, you're looking spectacular. The boat's going to be super fast once all this gets to go. You've won so many races in the past, so it's not going to be that long before this sort of a weapon's up the front.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. We always knew it was going to take a few race meetings to get on top of the little niggling issues. But it's going to be a good thing, but we're just got to keep working at it. And if it takes a couple of races, it takes a couple of races. But it'll get back to where it needs to be.
Good luck this weekend, Ryan. We're looking forward to seeing you coming up the front again.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Next to Barn Dog there. Great to catch up with the driver of our start boat for this weekend, and not only this weekend, he's done a lot of starting in the past. Barney Patterson. Good morning, Barney, and welcome to the Sunraysia Spectacular.
Good morning.
Mate, tell us about this beautiful boat. It looks immaculate as I just pan to the left and check out this huge big 400 Mercury sitting on the back.
V10.
It's a V10 Mercury.
The boat was built by Simon Ishwood at Race Marine, and he was going to convert it into a social boat, and I saw it and fell in love with it and bought it. And it's absolutely beautiful to drive.
Yeah, it looks
rough water.
Looks really nice. Even on that rough water we had at Yarrawonga there, it just sat nice and flat.
Yep.
Of course, you're under a strict set of instructions, and some of those change from category to category.
That's it. And Brendan Walsh is my flag waver, and we've been out on the course, and he's told me how to do it. And he, at the Griffith Cup at Anzac weekend, he broke his footrest off, pushing himself up in the seat. So I went and got a nice 6-inch cushion made and put it in, and he's absolutely stoked.
You see the presentation of this boat. Simon Isherwood does a great job up there.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he presents it well, yes.
And the V10, you would expect a little bit of noise out of it, but it's very, very quiet.
You put your helmets on and you sit there and idle, you can't hear it running. You've got to look at the tacho and make sure it's going. You just can't hear it.
Well, Barney, have a great day, or the great weekend. Thanks very much to your service for powerboat racing in Australia. Hopefully you have some great starts over the weekend.
We will, definitely.
Barney Patterson, the driver of our start boat, the Barnyard Dog.
Thank you very much. Have a good weekend too.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. No, it's not light. It weighs 360 kilos. But yeah, I don't want to lie.
Yep. Yeah.
Right, pick number one.
Here
and,
with the Commodore of the
does look
Gold
like
Coast
we might
Powerboat
be
and
missing
Sports
one
Club, all the way
contenders
down
here.
from
Could be
the sunny
unreached.
Gold Coast. Stuart Arty,
In the
mate,
water, so
welcome to the Sunraysia Spectacular for 2025.
There you go.
Mate, you guys put on a very successful round of the National Drivers' Championship a couple of months ago up there on Lake Dyer. This weekend, something extraordinary. Got the granddaughter driving Poison Ivy.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Some 18 months away from the sport, but certainly on Friday in the hot laps where he qualified in second place for the National Drivers' Championship. That boat had all of the prospects of being in the winner's circle yesterday, but as you said, the blower belt let go, and then there was another issue in the first heat race yesterday morning. So our field heading down to the milling area at the moment. Now we've got 3 blown boats out there, or 4 of them, but one of them is a straight 6-cylinder that you're going to find in the ordinary Toyota Lexus, except it's got a really big snail hanging off the side of it.
Well, I can tell you, Vaughan, the official Bureau of Meteorology update is that we are right now at the peak of what the wind gusts will be, and it'll drop away for the rest of the day. And I think I explained earlier that's pretty much what will happen. So
yep, that's great.
That's going to put us in really good stead for some good racing today.
Did you give us a temperature for the day as well?
Oh, it'll, as I said, a little bit warm yesterday, probably about the 27, 28 mark. Maybe we might touch 30 today.
So heat number one of the Harrison Cup, proudly sponsored by Baldwin Boats.
Just another one of our prize sponsors and partners here this weekend. So many people it takes to put on a race meeting like this, and we couldn't do it without the support and partnership from all of our sponsors and partners. So thank you very much.
Big thank you to Chris and Kim Baldwin for their involvement here this weekend. Baldwin Boats, obviously a big name in the local area here, not only locally but supporting the Australian boating industry through a lot of the work they do with engine servicing, marine parts, and obviously river recovery services they do as well. So thank you to Chris and Kim for your involvement here this weekend from Baldwin Boats.
So Cavs and Brenton Walsh, the only 6-litre out there, and the other 3 are forced induction boats. Got all displacement class out there at the moment, but there is going to be a bit of a shake-up coming very shortly, where we get a blown boat, a forced induction boat, a tunnel boat, and also a 6-litre, all in the one race. So that's going to be pretty cool to watch.
Lovely set of ingredients here for the sound of that. It should be well worth watching. And for those on GP Hydro, hope you're enjoying your telecast. But those that really have the best seats, Vaughan and PC, are the people right down on the banks here watching it live.
Yeah, good to see a good crowd in early as well on our Sunday morning here at the Sunraysia Spectacular, as Barney Patterson bringing the field back towards us now to take a start in heat number 1 for the Harrison Trophy for 2025. Open to everybody, unlimited boats. You see the Ravage is second from the shoreline. Cavs right out wide. Oh, nearly contact there between Cavs and Ravage. And let's see as they open up the throttle and come down the start line. Rastus and Steve Rarity also out there in the 6-litre. So 2 forced induction, 2 6-litres, and it's all Tate Ramsey, the 2025 Battery World National Driving Champion, starting to drive away from Steve Rarity in second. Good battle on for third place at the moment between the Toyota 2JZ and Cavs. Brenton Walsh, half slews there for Steve Rarity, pushing very, very hard. Chasing the boat out of the water, down the outside, then Brenton Walsh from the 6-litre Cavs. When we go back up to the front, exiting turn number 1 already is Tate Ramsey in the big 570 cubic inch big block chair for the local family. Steve Rarity in the 6-litre boat, Rastus. Then we have Brenton Walsh starting to get away from Brett Ramsey.
Up the front straightaway, Tate Ramsey. Behind him, it's Rastus, still pushing hard. The 6th leader trying to go it all the way with Wade on. Up the front, so up now, it's Cavs in the 3rd position. The Brinker Walsh and Ravage is trying hard in 4th. But Rastus will not let it go here. He's keeping on it. Leading away, but Rastus is not giving up. He's hit at the nails. Cavs is into 3rd position, but out in front, it is right on. Here goes Rastus up the inside, ladies and gentlemen, trying to put the pressure.
Rarity and Steve Rarity making a big charge at Tate Ramsey, and it looks like Brett Ramsey in the Toyota 2JZ Ravage is going to struggle to get to the finish line here, unfortunately, in this boat that is in its debut year. Still a lot of development to come for this Toyota powered Ravage, but it was all Tate Ramsey, a hard charging Steve Rarity in Rastus for 2nd. Then we go back to the 2nd of the 6 litre boats in Cavs. What do you think of that one, John?
Fast, loud, and absolutely groundbreaking for us to watch today. Brilliant down here at the foreshore, but you got to hand it to the hydro crew. They really had the numbers up early on that one. Brett Ramsey, Brett for the guys in the Ravage boat, certainly not the way they wanted that to finish for them. So for the Ramsey crew there in that Ravage boat, that's not how that was supposed to play out. But you know what? They'll get it back. They'll have a good look at it. They'll work out what's going on with it.
So the drivers for heat number 2 making their way into the water. Already in the water in the S17 is Too Impulsive, the Smith family racing team with Jared, the Commodore of the Adelaide Speedboat Cup in there. Super impressive S17. This is a 2016 model DAC out of Italy. It's new to the Smith family racing team. It was previously run in the Formula 2 H2O series on the world stage, driven by the Cohen, or owned by the Cohen brothers, and Brock Cohen was driving that to some great success in that F2 H2O series.
Good to see Connor Patterson down there in the Turn It Up as well. New battery installed, obviously. That was so heartbreaking yesterday.
Yeah, it certainly was. We talk about the highs and lows of motorsport, and we had that yesterday in that final of the National Drivers' Championship by Battery World, with Tate Ramsey going on to take a win 3 years in a row now for Tate Ramsey in Lay It On, and he started off his campaign for the Keith Harrison in the right way by taking out a win in heat number 1 from Steve Rarity in Rastus and Brenton Walsh.
And the MJ down there, PC?
Yeah, so, you know, the first heat was pretty fast too, and even with Rastus in the 6th litre coming in 2nd position, it's all on times to get you into the final, so you got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So just waiting to see here, we've got...
Michael Johnson down there at the moment in the Addicted, getting dropped into the water.
Just so looking to see if the Odin is coming down, Ryan Constable, but can't see on the ramp. So hopefully it's not another issue for that team after a really impressive run this morning.
And Davey Freeman in the Cranky, we're looking for that one to come down as well. Who sits in that class 4, in that race 4 for Heat 2 of our unlimited displacements here this weekend. Haven't seen the red Cranky at all, so
no, we might have a couple drop it out.
Dave Freeman
could do.
That won't fuss us because we have got, if we just get Turn It Up, we'll have Addicted and Too Impulsive. They will be still a great race indeed.
And this will be the first one for everyone to get a look at here in Mildura for how it runs with these outboards in amongst the inboards. And as we were talking yesterday, you know, the outboards may have that not the carry down through the straights, but the turns for those things are so tight and so fast. And they'll scoop up what goes on with any of these inboard boats as well. So this will be a brilliant battle between the two totally different disciplines.
As PC was saying, though, if Jared Smith was on pole 1, it would make life a hell of a lot more easier for him, because he'll be able to hug those pins and keep it at full throttle, knocking about 4 to 5 Gs. Tries to throw you out the side window of the Kniddle cabin in these Kniddle tunnel boats, but he's going to come from P4, I believe. now that Odin doesn't look like it's going to show up in this one, unfortunately.
No.
And Cranky not there either.
No.
So effectively, Turn It Up will be on pole position. Odin not there, too impulsive and addicted with Mikey J running around the outside. And you'll see a great demonstration of two completely different driving styles between Connor Patterson and Mikey J. Mikey J is a beautiful, smooth driver where Connor just throws it into a corner, similar to what you'd see on a speedway track by a sprint car.
Yeah, correct. Just tip it and turn it.
And nail it. Just drive through it.
So we'll see those disciplines right across. So even though there's only 3 in this will be interesting to see the different styles between the outboard and the inboard, and then the 2 different inboard styles to drive.
I can see Cranky coming.
Yeah, no, Cranky is coming down now, so that's good news. And this one will be brought to us by Morello Earth Moving. So thank you, Morello Earth Moving, for your support here of the Keith Harrison qualifying heat
It looks like
2.
there might be some more heartbreak for the Constable brothers, unfortunately. We can't see Odin coming down at all.
And the Morello Earth Moving Group provide excavation, civil construction and materials, and they supply that right across the Sunraysia region with over 40 years of experience. Morello Earth Moving are renowned for their reliability, safety and high quality outcomes in major projects. Thank you to Morello Earth Moving for your connections here this weekend, and sponsors to this one in, of course, race number 4 today.
Well, it looks like I've just been checking out the paddock, and it does look like Ryan Constable will be a do not start in this one. It's unfortunate.
Those guys have had a hell of a weekend. It's so disappointing.
No.
Oh, here he comes.
It is coming.
He is coming.
It is on the way.
They make a good liar of me, don't they?
Our crew members leaning over the boat, still strapping him in. So obviously been doing some checks and maintenance in between, and probably just run out of time through. But they needed to get out there this morning and give it that test run. And as we saw, it's developing some massive horsepower now, trying to submarine itself and screw itself into the water halfway down the back straight.
This is really going to shape up to be a solid event for race number 4 today, with the full complement out there, including the S17 impulsive, 2 impulsive boat. This will be worth watching, boys.
Yeah, Jared Smith, he's already got the lid shut. He's ready to go. He's pumped.
He means business, right?
He was probably going, let's go before the 18 actually gets down here.
Well, for him, it just means that he moves further and further out in the water, right?
That's
so
right.
That's the winner for him.
Yeah, he will be starting out of pole 4 with Mikey Johnson from Yarrawonga. He'll be starting out of pole 5. It's going to be Cranky on pole 1. Turn It Up, Connor Patterson in the yellow boat on 2, and then Odin out of 3, and then the Tunnel and Mikey J. So yeah, certainly can see the Ravage is second from the shoreline. Cavs right out wide. Oh, nearly contact there between Cavs and Ravage. And let's see as they open up the throttle and come down the start line. Rastus and Steve Rarity also out there in the 6 litre. So 2 forced induction, 2 6 litres, and it's all Tate Ramsey, the 2025 Battery World National Drivers Champion, starting to drive away from Steve Rarity in second. Good battle on for 3rd place at the moment between the Toyota 2JZ and Cavs. Brenton Walsh, half slews there for Steve Rarity, pushing very, very hard. Jumping the boat out of the water, down the outside, comes Brenton Walsh in the 6 litre Cavs. When we go back up to the front, exiting turn number 1 already is Tate Ramsey in the big 570 cubic inch big block chair for the Leighton family. Steve Rarity in the 6 litre boat, Rastus. Then we have Brenton Walsh starting to get away from Brett Ramsey.
Up the front straight away now to Tate Ramsey behind him, it's Rastus still pushing hard. The 6 litre trying to go it all the way with Wade on. Up the front straight away now, Cavs in the 3rd position with Brenton Walsh, and Ravage is trying hard in 4th. But Rastus will not let it go here. He's keeping on it. Way on up the back straight. Leading away, but Rastus is not giving up. He's hit at the nails. Cavs is into 3rd position, but out in front It is laid on. Here goes Rastus up the inside, ladies and gentlemen, trying to put the pressure on. The top 10.
Rarity and Steve Rarity making a big charge at Tate Ramsey, and it looks like Brett Ramsey in the Toyota 2JZ Ravage is going to struggle to get to the finish line here, unfortunately, in this boat that is in its debut year.
But they're very professional and they all took it in their stride. Actually, they'll
Good news for Connor Patterson, boat fired up first time.
That'll make him happy, boy. All right, we're just waiting here for Ryan Constable to fire up. It's not playing the game at the moment, Vaughan.
Has it actually turned over?
Not
it's
sure.
very hard to see. You don't see a blower belt on this one.
No, and they're pretty quiet. So hopefully he'll get it underway in a moment.
Wow, these guys just don't need this.
He's got it.
Right, here we go. The Odin has fired up for the CBR team out of New South Wales. Constable Brothers Racing and their beast of a boat, Odin 510. Running a new engine package on board in the last couple of race meetings. So still a lot of development to go with this new 510. Hemi-based engine. And just Ryan just taking it nice and easy on the way up to the milling area. He'll be having a look at that dashboard, making sure all the numbers and the pressures are in the right areas where they need to be. As we talked about yesterday, PC, the amount of sensors on these boats, it just about tells you the time and day.
Yeah, they're so advanced, aren't they? They're really investing heavily into their technology, and it's not like the old day with the old tacho was just in front of you and a red light.
Yeah.
And often you just ignored the red light and said, that must be a fault.
Well, I can remember the days where I used to use a feeler gauge to get the points gap. That was just after Noah built the ark. Yeah, everything electronic these days. It's good in one way, but it's bad in another. Good way that the engine will shut down. If it detects something wrong and outside of the certain parameters, it will shut the engine down to protect your $100,000 investment. But the bad thing is trying to locate a problem. It takes a fair bit of work to try and work out what's not working, or what, even worse, what is intermittently working and not working.
Yeah, they got some pretty good computers, and the guys know how to work them, that's for certain. So they download all the equipment afterwards, and some of the guys still run the old-fashioned. They don't have as much gear as others, but definitely on the Odeon, there's a lot on that one.
There certainly is. Those guys don't muck around when it comes to performance. And as we said to you earlier on today, they've told me that there's a new engine package. It's got a lot more advancement. If they can get this thing reliable today, they're certainly going to be a contender in this Keith Harrison Trophy Cup. Coming up right now, heat number 2, out on the water at the moment, around the milling area there. We can't even see them. They've gone so far around the corner.
So this one brought to us by Morello Earth Moving. We thank them very much for their support of the Harrison Cup heat number 2.
Well, very shortly, guys, it'll be on for young and old. And as we can see, the next group waiting patiently for their shot at their run today. But it will be about these 5 that are coming at us. Cranky, the Turn It Up, Odin, Too Impulsive and Addicted. And everybody on the bank, Vaughan, waiting patiently now to see the speed and the power coming out of these turns. And especially that piece between Too Impulsive and as the inboard, and the only inboard in this one, against these outboard and the inboards having to chase and challenge on this one. This will be incredible to watch.
It's really good when we got an elevated position into the spectator area at any race meeting, but as soon as they hear the blowers fire up, everybody moves down towards the shoreline.
Oh,
we see it at Yarrawonga every year, as I can hear some engines getting louder, so hopefully Barney and the Barnyard Dog bringing the competitors back to us fairly shortly for what will be Heat 2 of the Keith Harrison Trophy for 2025. White flag up, we are in starters orders, and the boat coming around the corner at the moment. Cranky on pole position, a 6-litre boat. Turn it up, forced induction. Odin, forced induction. 2 Impulsive, outboard. And Addicted with Mikey J running the shoreline in a forced induction boat.
We're going to see it gets pretty crowded up here, Vaughan, as they are now starting to spread out as the white flag is down. And racing, ladies and gentlemen. It has a really good start on the outside from Addicted. And they're cranking all around them out as they head into turn number 1. It looks like it is Connor Patterson on the inside, Odin on the outside. Connor Patterson now gets the power down. Jared Smith's trying to make his way through the field as Mikey Smith is getting on the outside. He's got a hose down, Jared Smith. A big hose down. Look at Cranky go. Cranky's up now. He's pushing hard into second position is Cranky. He could upset some of the blowers here. Out in front, Connor Patterson in Canada.
Patterson well out in front of the battle here. She's come to a stop on the exit of turn number 2. Jared Smith got his windscreen filled in big time from Odin going down the back straight for the first time. Still, Connor Patterson and turning up, doing a great job. Mikey J from Yarrawonga in his new deal. Really good in second place in the Addicted at the moment. Then in third, it's Cranky and Jared Smith running around the outside of Dave Freeman right now in Cranky. And then we have Cranky on pole 1. Jared Smith to the outside on the last lap. Down the back straight for the last time. It's turn it up though. Connor Patterson from Mikey Johnson. Then we go back to Jared Smith and David Freeman down the last corner for the last time. Opens up, sees the checkered flag. This one's going to go to Connor Patterson. Second against the line of Mikey J. From the Adelaide Speedboat Club and Dave Freeman rounding out our football in Cranky.
Oh, really good run again. Connor Patterson, wow, what a good run indeed. Odin, unfortunately for Ryan Constable, coming to a stop after powering through the first turner. Jared Smith got a massive big hose down in lap number 1, and that put him really out of contention, put him back into third position, and Mikey Johnson and Addicted coming home strong into second. This will come down to how fast their actual heat time was to see who gets into the final.
Pretty incredible to see that 2 Impulsive boat was right there on that first turn, but unfortunately got caught in all the spray coming off the boats in front. Visibility, he got out of the pedal just to clear it enough so you can actually see what was going on, guys. Yeah. He got stuck really in a bad spot there.
He had boats either side of him. He wasn't able to change line, so he just had to put up with it. And you saw him actually get out of the gas,
spot on,
back onto it again to try and clear the windscreen. Because obviously they're doing 130 mile down the back straight. You want to be able to see where you're going.
And really hard to retrieve out of that position once the guys got in front. But you know, what a bad turn of events for Odin. They got out of that down in that second lap. Certainly something is still amiss in that boat.
Yeah, but it has started and fired and made its way back to the ramp. So that's fairly good news. It's Addicted with Mikey J running the shoreline in a forced induction boat.
We're going to see it gets pretty crowded up here, Vaughan, as they are now starting to spread out as the white flag is down. And racing, ladies and gentlemen. It has a really good start on the outside from Addicted. And they're cranking all around them out as they head into turn number 1. It looks like it is Connor Patterson on the inside, Odin on the outside. Connor Patterson now gets the power down. Jared Smith's trying to make his way through the field as Mikey Smith is getting on the outside. He's got a hose down, Jared Smith. A big hose down. Look at Cranky go. Cranky's up now. He's pushing hard into second position is Cranky. He could upset some of the blowers here. Out in front, Connor Patterson in Canada.
Patterson well out in front of the bottom here. Between Michael Taylor and she's come to a stop on the exit of turn number 2. Jared Smith got his windscreen filled in big time from Odin going down the back straight for the first time. Still, Connor Patterson will turn it up, doing a great job. Mikey J from Yarrawonga in his new deal. He's doing really good in second place in the picture at the moment. Then in third, it's Cranky and Jared Smith running around the outside of Dave Freeman right now in Cranky. And then we have the stupid Odin and the Cranky on pole 1. Jared Smith to the outside on the last lap. Down the back straight for the last time. It's turn it up then. Connor Patterson from Mikey Johnson. Then we go back to Jared Smith and Dave Freeman down the last corner for the last time. Opens up, sees the checkered flag. This one's going to go to Connor Patterson. Second person line will be Mikey J. Right from the Adelaide Speedboat Club and Dave Freeman rounding out our 4 in Cranky. To wind his boat over.
Sick Puppy's away by the look of it.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's motoring.
He's idling. Yep.
It's motoring.
Away. Image up and running.
So this one, guys, proudly brought to us for the team at Baldwin Boats, this event, which is Heat 3 of our Keith Harrison qualifying. And again, a big thank you to Chris and Kim Baldwin for their involvement under the banner of Baldwin Boats, who are based here in Mildura with 40 years of experience. Big thank you to them for their connections to what is an amazing event down here. And once again, not only the Mercury Marine dealer in town, but produce a ton of custom ski race and houseboat duties. Thank you so much for them for their involvement here this weekend for sponsoring this one, Heat 3 of the Keith Harrison qualifying.
So it will be Royce McIntyre. Did we see Royce out there?
No, we're missing Royce. I was just having a look to see if he was on the ramp or not, but the guys have headed off, and unfortunately Royce McIntyre in the mayhem, he's down listed here as taking pole number 1, is a do not start in this one.
All right, so that will promote Adam's Test and Tag, the tunnel out of Adelaide. Then alongside him will be Corey Marlin in Sick Puppy, Brett Nidry in the B&R Engines out of 4, and Craig Lewis driving Image out of what will effectively be pole 4.
So what we'll see now is we've got one of those tunnels a little bit closer to the infield, which means that we'll get an opportunity to potentially see them get front field. Now let's just see what happens, but this should be a ripper.
Well, this time the tunnel is on pole
Correct.
1, hard up against the pins. Should be able to exploit the advantages of a tunnel boat. As you've seen, they turn like they're on rails, 4 or 5 Gs through the corners, but they just don't have the legs compared to a forced induction. But that doesn't matter because they can still out-drag and win races up against the forced induction boat.
So we'll see what happens in this one, because this is prime position for them. So let's wait and see what plays out of it. Won't take them long to turn around up there and come back towards us, Vaughan. And PC, we saw a pretty solid drag race out of the last round coming down, so expecting no different with this one as they come back towards us.
No, we don't expect anything different, and just having a look here. Definitely no mayhem, so he's not in the next heat either, but haven't seen Decision entered in this one, so I'm not sure if Decision had a problem from yesterday. And Destiny as well.
Decision into race 7, I think, Paul.
Yeah,
race 7. So I didn't even go
Destiny,
down.
Mad
Heat number
Dog
5.
and
there we
Scotty
go.
Cleaver.
Gee,
So
5
while
heats.
Sorry?
5 heats.
5
Put
heats
them all
of this
in.
one, the
Correct.
Keith Harrison. So here they come. Barney's coming around the corner now with Adam's Test and Tag, Sick Puppy, B&R Engines and Image.
Really good lineup here. Conditions absolutely perfect. So we see Adams test and tag. He'll be pretty happy with pole number 1 with this one. The white flag is just about to drop. And we're about to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Go, go, go. And on the outside, it's Marlin in the sick puppy, chasing into second position. Adams test and tags up the inside, lacking a little bit of horsepower. Up the inside now as Corey Marlin's trying to put some pressure on Brett Midgley. Up the back of the field there, Adams test and tag. And he's running out of 44th position. The Brett Midgley leading the way at the moment here from Corey Marlin and the sick puppies trying to sneak up the inside. Brett Midgley now leads them down. The front motorway. Tagging in third position and on the very outside, Image.
Brett Midgley still in, doing a fantastic job in the B&R machines out of Victoria. Then we go back to the Queenslander, the young hotshot. This kid has got a potential championship winning boat, and his driving skills are superb. And that's young Corey Marlin in second. Adams Test and Tune, Adam Smith out of the Adelaide Speedboat Club. And then we go back, another Queenslander, Craig Lewis. Brett Midgley right out of the Corey Marlin in sick puppy. Then we go back to the outboard, and unfortunately for Craig Lewis, looks like those gremlins have struck again, and it'll be a DNF for Craig Lewis. Another big gunner slap from Brett Midgley on the exit out of turn number 1. Sick puppy closing in on the back of Brett. Then we go back to the tunnel of Adam Smith. Last chance. Can Corey Marlin bring in the 6 litre in front of the forced induction boat? I don't think so. It's got to go to Brett Midgley. 60 metre win over Corey Marlin, the young hotshot from Queensland. And then rounding out our 3 boats remaining, Adams Test and Tune for Adam Smith out of the Adelaide Speedboat Club.
A really great run from Brett Midgley. He'll be pretty proud of that one. Brett spent a lot of time working in the shed with Keith over the years, and over the past couple of years has been doing a lot of engine work with Keith on the 510 cubic inch blown engines for GP1, and also doing some work on his twin turbo engine that they are going to be looking to put into GP1 very, very shortly into the future. So yeah, very pretty stoked behind. I think that should be a good enough time to get him into the final.
Yeah, Nidri's done an amazing amount of work across a number of platforms engine-wise. They'll be stoked with the win in that one. And, of course, commiserations to the other that fell away from the event. Crazy to see how so many things could be so easily seen as being how the outcome should be or could be. How it ends up being is totally different. But, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Craig Lewis is actually on the deck looking up underneath the engine again, so obviously looking for what is the gremlin that just keeps plaguing this team this weekend.
They've been chasing that all day yesterday too, on and off, so really hoping that they get on top of it.
Yeah, it's a real shame because they've got their family trophy coming up themselves.
Yes, that's right. Clyde Lewis coming up for 6 litre boats only. And yeah, talking to Craig on Friday, he was hell-bent on trying to get his name on his father's trophy, and certainly not having the lead up to the final as he would like. Though already our recovery teams making their way over to Craig. So this will cause a little bit of a delay, guys, while we retrieve Craig's. But coming out next, mate, is Dennis Pasala in Always Pumping, Bruder, Simons and Clark, another tunnel boat from Adelaide, and Lock and Load.
Yeah, and of course, great to have the Berry guys from across the border here racing with us this weekend in the Bruder boat. It's really funny, you know, when you move around the area here, you get to see a lot of things, and that Gallard sponsorship sign on the side of that boat, right on the back part of the cab, with the big G, tells me straight up, you know, that's a semi-local boat hailing out of the Riverland area. So great to have them here, and a very active club over there at the moment too, particularly with them holding the week after we run our event here at Mildura, that they'll be running their event over in the Riverland area on that Australia Day long weekend.
It's going to be a massive 2 weeks of forced induction racing, not only here at Mildura but also in Berry. And Berry is another premier location to be racing speedboats. As Bruder, Troy Sherpig gets away, Ryan McIntosh in Lock and Load, Dennis Pasala in Always Pumping. This boat, I got a fantastic photo on Friday of Dennis's boat. It's 4 feet above the ground, but perfectly straight.
Yeah, he's having a few handling problems with it this weekend. It is jumping around a fair bit. He does have a lot of horsepower, and it does sometimes have trouble getting it on the ground and in the water. And I know all the talk photography's got some great shots coming from Always Pumping. I'm sure Ralphie just has the camera angled at the boat at all stages.
Yeah, don't forget to capture all of the action of Sunraysia Spectacular. Jump onto all the talk photography out of South Australia.